It is the battle that we've all been waiting for. Welcome everyone to the Valorant Game Changers APAC Series Open 3. We will be your casters for this grand finals between X10 and Alter Ego Celeste. My name is Saya, and with me is Jaeger. The journey has been tough, and yet still two of our titans in the leaderboard still remain strong, and now is going to fight it out here in a best of 5 series right here, of course, in our games today. Jaeger, how are you feeling about this?
Well, I'm a little bit nervous, just considering the fact that last time we got to see this match happen, it was, of course, earlier on around the quarters times. X10 winning it out over Alter Ego Celeste, and that was a very good 2-0 from them. They looked really, really strong on that particular day. But also in comparison, Alter Ego looked almost flat. They almost looked a little uninspired. But today we saw how that first game went, and how that second game went as well. They looked like they were reinvigorated. They looked like they were ready to play for today. So considering that, having that on the table, does that mean that X10 and Alter Ego are going to be really well matched? Well, we'll have to see. They both have very strong players in their teams. They both have some very good strats, and they've both shown that when they're in the right mood, when they're in a good mental state to play, they can perform top notch, and they can outclass each other really hard. The question is, do Alter Ego have the same steam that they had from earlier today? And do X10 have the same steam that they showed last time they played against Alter Ego? Because that is really what it's going to come down to. It's who is feeling more confident going into this and who is being consistent. Consistency is the most important part for all these girls, for every team so far. They need to be always at the absolute peak of their game.
Speaking of absolute peak, let's head on to the team roster, shall we? X10Crit female, we do have Alyssa, Baby TZ, Ginny, Muffin, and Polly. Elisa as well, being very much versatile for the team. Baby TZ really focusing on the ciphers, the chamber picks really well enough for the team, especially watching out for those flanks. Ginny, of course, very multi-role as well for the team. Muffin being basically the main duelist of the pack, and Polly as well with her Vipers, and of course with her controller setups as well, very beneficial for the team, and also have their own unique individual play style. Meanwhile, we do have Alter Ego Celeste, who have very much shown dominance earlier against Bren Esports and Victress by really winning out the fights. And we do have Ayumi here, very consistent duelist for the team. Iceberg, again with her controls and with her intels very much on point. And Neri here really popping off with the Rays, a force to be reckoned with. You don't really want to count out this girl. And of course, Nabsky also being very much helpful with the refrags that her team to her to get, and as well as her placements of utilities, Oreophilia as well, to provide that said space, especially for post-plant situations, which are very much effective. So Alter Ego Celeste still proving themselves to be the queens here for the Game Changers APAC series. But then again, this is also an opportunity for X10Crit to actually prove to us that they had the capability to take a series away from the queens. Now, is this the opportunity now for them to actually dethrone them, at least for an open, or for specifically for open 3? Because you have to take note, best of 3s are very much different for a best of 5s, and anything can still go on beyond.
Well, that's absolutely true. Just based on, if you were to base this off of stats alone, and you're looking at X10, how they've done so far, they have a mostly positive map pool for the entirety. In a best of 5, we've currently got 7 maps in the roster, and so you're gonna pick 5 of those. If Bind isn't in that list, what you're left with is a win rate of, at the minimum, 60% on split. Everywhere else, it's 67% up. And so it's a really, really good stats list to come off of. But that being said, Alter Ego have a 100% win rate on 2 maps, and above 40% and above 50% on 2 more maps as well. So they're particularly not good at 2 specific maps. That's Fracture and that's Ascent. And then everything else, they seem to be almost unrivaled. There's no 100% win rate maps for the likes of X10, but they
Mm-hmm.
do have plenty to. Oh dear. Okay, so as I said, Bind. It's a map you don't want to have if you're X10, and that's where we're going
Mm-hmm.
to start off. We saw how well Alter Ego can play on Bind earlier on, and you
Yes.
can see X10. They keep picking the big maps, and actually, sorry, 3 out of 5 of these maps are the big maps, which so far have not been great for Alter Ego.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just looking at it right now, looking as it is, this map pool, I feel it favors X10.
It does. I mean, I will agree with you on that, especially stats wise. X10 has been very much, very wide and broad in terms of not just their map pools, but the way that they also place the certain amount of agent compositions as well with the specific maps. Them having that knowledge or that capability that they know they thrive in bigger maps such as these. It's really not a question of them, really picking these out into the boards right here. And if you look at the bans, Alter Ego Celeste basically banned out 2 of the maps that you've mentioned earlier that they didn't really have much favor on. So basically, X10 Crit here, you basically want to position yourself in a very much favorable manner wherein it's not just the map selection that you are advantageous at, but of course the level of mastery as well. Haven being picked as the deciding map here is actually quite interesting to see, because basically X10 here also really have a very good amount of stats wise in Haven as well, not really counting out Alter Ego Celeste, because they too did not lose a single map during Haven. So that is a good decider. But that's going to be if both of our teams win out the maps that they have chosen. In which I'm very much excited to see if are we gonna go on a full game 5, or maybe someone would really tip that table, or really tip that scale, wherein either one of the teams very much win against the opposing map pick.
I think because of the way the maps are splayed out, where it goes big map, small map, big map, small map,
Mm-hmm.
I think that best of 5, that full best of 5, there's a big chance that it does come up, unless that is unless because we're starting off with a small map, right? We're starting off with Bind. Unless Celeste are playing at their maximum and they win that big map on the second map, that will be a 3-0. If it goes Celeste losing that second map and then it goes back over to X10, then I think we go the full distance. Those are my predictions for how that's gonna go. Um, Unless X10 surprise us somehow and show us a win on Bind and on both of the small maps starting off, then that
Indeed.
would be kind of bizarre. But I mean, it's not impossible. We've seen how well these teams have been playing up to this point, and how surprising some of the results can be sometimes. Especially the fact that the last time we saw these two play, it was Fracture. Alter Ego picked Fracture, and then they lost on their map pick. And so I'm not sure why those were the choices. But then they went on to Bind afterwards as well. And the last time these two teams were on Bind, X10 won as well. And so starting things off, Celeste looking to get revenge, at least for one of their best map picks. And then we'll see if that can lead into the wins they're looking for here, because this is their toughest opponent up till now. Normally, you don't really think about Alter Ego having a team that can really challenge them too well. Yeah, they can drop a map every now and then, but not to this manner, where you've got this amazing performance coming out of each individual in X10. Ginny popping off, Baby TZ popping off, all these players getting those numbers going. So yeah, it's hard to tell exactly how these maps are going to go. Stats really at this point, the only thing you need to know is both these teams are good, and both these
Mm-hmm.
teams are capable of success.
Indeed, and of course you have to consider as well how the difference that they also have in terms of their takes of agent compositions in each map that we're going to have later on. Of course, we did see from earlier Alter Ego Celeste basically having a Neri really popped off with that raise from earlier, and of course the other side of the pack being into their comfortable roles per se. Then again, this is also speaking of the agent select here, we're going to again start it off with bind, in which we saw that Alter Ego Celeste was able to get that momentum, in which we'll have to see if they are going to really reflect that here as we start our first game of best of five. So looking at it, Alter Ego Celeste will be choosing a similar lineup that they had during the lower bracket finals. And right now, for the side of X10Crit, they are heavily using utilities per se here. So we do see Ginny with the Sky again being very much flexible for the team of Finn as their main duelist. Polly will be using a Brimstone. Sova for Alyssa, and of course Baby TZ will be using the Sage, really having that capabilities to become a support killer for the team. Meanwhile, Alter Ego Celeste, they will be having Namsky with that chamber, who's been very much popping off, having the capability to hold the site alone because of the current utilities and the kits that a chamber has. And very much so, very similar in terms of lineup here. We did see Alter Ego Celeste thrive, but there is also the history that X10Crit was able to defeat Alter Ego Celeste in this one. So it's very just an exciting, matchup to see, Jaeger.
And so, as we head into this map, Alter Ego, do they carry on that momentum from earlier on? Do they show us that loss to X10 before the 2-0, was it just a fluke? Or X10, are they showing us that they are the best team? Are they showing us that they are the team to look out for? And that it wasn't a fluke, it wasn't a result of circumstances, it was a result of hard work. That's what we're about to find out. Alter Ego Celeste, X10Crit. Our first match in this best of 5, and we start off with a pistol round here.
There you go. And right now, we are going to head on to our games this time. Pretty excited to see how things are gonna pop off here. X10Crit, really interesting buys right here, having 4 ghosts with Baby TZ getting that armor, basically wanting Baby TZ to survive more in towards this fight, since of course Baby TZ does have the utilities to heal and slow and delay pushes from the team, knowing that X10Crit is already defender sided at the moment. Meanwhile, for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, they will be equipping themselves with 2 ghosts with the respective duelists, followed by half armors with their Sova and the smoker as well, which is Oreophilia. So this is interesting. They kind of have a big, not really a big, but more like a different take, a slightly different take on this. And looking at how they position themselves towards the mini map, I really like this stack coming in from Alter Ego Celeste. Again, if Alter Ego Celeste is given opportunity to just really rush in a site that can dictate and start the momentum, they will go ham. They will not hesitate. And with them stacking here, and I feel like somewhere along the lines, it's either a Yumi or a Neri to watch out for the flanks, especially with the post plan situations. I feel like that could be a strategy for Celeste. However, it could be a different case for X10Crit, because they too also have the capability to really get those retakes done.
And here we go. Countdown started. Pistol round is about to be underway. The split towards the B side about to be a real issue for these 2 players from the side of X10Crit. That is going to be Baby TZ, Polly, ready to receive. And, well, Chamber making sure that any flanks that may come out of a Neri are going to be noticed and are going to be made aware of. Iceberg will start things off with a recon bolt.
Indeed, getting some amount of spray downs there first and utilities as well. Double P capabilities. Ayumis takes the first shot. Gotta be another. Polly takes one, but Ineri comes there for the refrag. Now that's gonna be the flash from Ginny with a single HP and the Dream. Meanwhile, the other members of Alter Ego Celeste already capitalized on the B side. Uses that paint shells here to get a little bit more room to enter. Shock Dart as well in towards that corner, but no one is there to catch it. Now let's see, we do see Neri here get that boom bot. Not gonna be another, as Alyssa will be taking advantage of that boom bot to distract Neri's crosshair. But then again, Muffin here onto the sides. Nabsky for trade of her own. Muffin with a double and uses the paint shells in towards Garden, knowing that Nabsky is there, forces her out, and X10Crit takes the round 1.
1 HP remaining for Ginny, but these are two players that you definitely should be keeping your eyes on, Muffin and Ginny. Baby TZ as well does have her moments. She is currently sitting on the Sage though, so perhaps a Battle Sage. Could expect some numbers to come through, but Muffin and Ginny always so consistent here. A nice attempt there from Alter Ego to try and take the side. They did get quite a lot of map space, but didn't quite get the control, considering as soon as the utility was done coming out, X10 spaced themselves well, and what an inspired paint shell there from Muffin.
Really good information as well for X10Crit. The fact that Muffin really throw that paint shells towards Garden to force out Nabsky and really is pre-aimed, ready to take her down, is also really good discipline for X10Crit. Spots out ahead. Ayumi takes the first blood here, taking Polly down from Garden, and wasn't able to really refrag there for Baby TZ, as of course you would basically not want more of a casualty happening. And Ari was able to isolate that fight though, taking Alyssa as well in towards that corner. Uses the paint shells. Now Muffin is forced to reposition. Baby TZ, however, is able to get to from behind, quite distracted or quite unsure of which angle both of them are going to look at. Then again, it's a 2v3 situation. This Alter Ego Celeste has actually it's a 3v3 still, with Nabsky with 12 HP and the Dream. But right now Neri's going to greet Genie with a hello from the Sheriff over there, really trying to take control of the site. However, we do see Oreophilia fakes the plant. Beautiful bait out there, taking Muffin out of that showers, and now forces Baby TZ on a 2v1 scenario right here. Takes out the Spectre, tries to spray some guns out there just so she can bait out some presence. Then again, because this is post-plant situation, Alter Ego Celeste now does just, have the option to wait for Baby TZ to defuse, and they can just go for that, double peek.
That's absolutely right. Just have to play the numbers game well. If somehow there's a way to isolate that. Didn't spot the first, but pushing all the way deep now. Spotted an area going on towards the other side. That Molly's gone down onto the spike, and not very much time left. Baby TZ.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's just going to be a round stolen away. That Alter Ego has to die. She knows that she needs the extra money. And that is a 50 round stolen away by Alter Ego. X10 unable to hold on to the lead. They're down into a draw immediately. Perhaps a sign of things to come.
I mean, at the very start, we do see Baby TZ really taking the other members off guard from B-Long, but then again, Aneri was able to provide space for the team just so they can do this plant at a site. Baby TZ can't really do so much at that point, because even if she was able to take down Aneri at the more earlier pace, the Molly that came from Oreophilia is still there. So she is still stuck in between the pressure of finding Oreophilia first. So either way, it really works for Celeste during that previous round. Right now, we do see some amount of presence once more here towards B-Long, trying to really get a grasp of the area in general. So here, they're trying to, I think they're trying to bait out the heads upon them. But since this is going to be a very healthy round for Alter Ego Celeste, really getting all of that Vandals into place, A is so free during that time. And right now, it's a full-on retake for X10Crit. And Alter Ego knows this because X10 doesn't really have, much weapon to work with. They're forced to save. Now, they're just, patiently waiting for this retake potential that X10 can possess.
Pushing their way into the U-Halls, looking for an opening. Ophelia hit by a flash, but it doesn't affect too much. But all these post-plant positions are hard to counter, especially with a double spray down like that coming out of Neri.
Indeed, beautifully done. Maybe it's gonna be a triple here for Ophelia as well. That's gonna be a page shell, but you know what? Just stick to the double first. And Muffin just took her time here, but Nabsky is there for the cleanup. Second point now, and a flawless one for Celeste.
And so now, Alter Ego, they have taken the lead away, but it will be a full buy coming up from X10 this time around. They're trying to play for the full retake. And as you can see here, everyone came back into the site after the fact. Alter Ego, that is their signature move. They know how to counter retakes. And so X10, what they did have going for them, last time we saw them play, it was really those retakes working out against Alter Ego. It looks like Alter Ego have sort of solidified. They seem to have come together and found ways to stop those from happening. And it really comes down to those positions where it's as many crossfires as they can possibly muster, including the individual skill, perhaps a little bit of extra aim practice, just to get those spray downs and spray connects working in their favor.
Indeed. And again, we are going to try another attempt here, at least for Celeste, once more in B long. I feel like this is a certain conditioning that Alter Ego Celeste is doing so that they can capitalize more on the other areas of the map. But look at this though, Polly shuts down Ayumi here with the help of Jinny's flash. Very good usage of utility. A little bit of a spray down coming in for both sides of the team. A bit cornered there for Polly, and Neri takes her down. Maybe TZ is not going to falter too far as she takes trade before the teleport happens. Meanwhile, I am liking this one. Iceberg is watching someone or anyone from belong there to try and attempt the teleport. So look, this showstopper uses the satchel to bait it out. Beautiful positioning from Ineri there from behind triple just to get Alyssa down, signaling the other members that A is safe for the plant. Nabsky places her turret there for the teleport rather for the rendezvous later. Ineri though with a half HP or less than a half. Okay, Baby TZ uses the heal over here. Now they need to isolate the fights. Uses the flash here. They're not seeing Ineri from that corner. Now, Ineri can use out and bait out the paint shells here to fake a reposition, but will be spotting out Muffin in labs, make it a quad and a kill for her. It's gonna be another ace for Ineri. Beautifully done, indeed. And she's still popping off, taking that third point in their side.
What is it with Ineri, Bind, and Aces? That's the second one she's done today on this particular map.
They say that Ineri, has a certain quota in every tournament that she has to have aces. And you know what? She's living up to that quota, even if it's, said by the fans,
That is true. I mean, just adding to her long list of MVPs, now approaching the hundreds, I'm pretty sure. Ineri, probably the best female player we've had in Asia in history, I'd say. I mean, we've had a couple like Kahaibi, like Jinny, who have had their moments shining. Ineri, what an entry once again! The triple kill entering the side.
And look at that, the beautiful repositioning that Ineri possessed. Just after she gets a triple, she immediately places herself in a much more unexpected position. But now look at this, Iceberg spotting out one, tells the others that Polly's in the other, and Ineri with the quad once more. That was technically an unofficial ace, but you know what? I feel like Ineri gave it towards Iceberg, but the fact that she is able to really do her job and create so much control over sites is really much, really something to look forward to with each round that we see.
Since that first round, since that pistol, it's been Alter Ego stringing together round after round after round. And you're just going back to the point I was saying, Jinny has actually played with male teams before. So has Kahaibi, but Ineri, straight up so young, so new to the scene, and showing us the next generation of female players, and she's leading it by storm. And I think any team, like not just here, internationally, would be so happy to have Ineri. She's just incredibly talented.
Indeed. But other than hyping up Inari in general, her entries or her having the capability to give some space for the team isn't also possible without her teammates in general as well. So you can basically conclude like their synergy is top notch. But speaking of that though, Ginny will be taking a headshot, taking Ayumi down, and Inari and Iceberg will go for the refrag, but Ginny not gonna go down without a fight. Equalizes the board to a 3v3, uses the Seekers to find a little bit of an idea to where they're at. Showstopper this time, and now Inari knows where Alyssa is located, but the Showstopper I don't think will be fired out too soon, but she was detected by that recon vault. Uses the paint shells once again and is walled back, denying that spike plant here, but now it's all about patience. Muffin will be getting that boom bot out here. She wants to isolate the fight, but not enough as Alyssa goes to the other corner and gets their second point.
Trying to go for the play over towards triple with the spike can be very difficult sometimes. There's so many wallbang potential spots, and you really do need control of mid if you're going to try and go for that kind of a strat. So if you haven't won that fight in mid, it's best to go to another site rather than committing to the shower post-plant play, because shower post-plant requires a lot more utility than they had available, especially after they lost those players. So Alter Ego suffering a little bit in the mid-round calls, and well, putting them in the wrong places. But I mean, everyone at some point, doesn't it? Sprayed out for Ineri, not expecting one more. Imagine getting away with that, and Iceberg is there. Still, you can see even then, Iceberg is there just in case Ineri can't get away with it, playing as the backup. That is what you want to see. It's so consistent. And, well, Ineri just does her thing. The double spray down of 4K, and she is just padding stats. What is she at right now?
This is her second, like, 4K already. So she's already at 19 heads in the early phases of our game. Look at that. And the beautiful synergy coming in from her team is just so surreal that, the trust that Ineri brings or gives towards Iceberg and the gang as well. It also really helps her or boosts her confidence to really enter towards the site. And it's very much into fruition because you saw that beautiful collateral from heaven and she was able to clean it up for the crew, and that alone is being one of the most highlights for Ineri, as well as a very efficient duelist for the team. Meanwhile, X10Crit not really wanting to count them out just yet. They still do have the capability of doing so, hence this timeout. So basically, this is an opportunity for X10Crit to reset, to try and really get that encouragement from each other, and of course to really thrive in getting as much points as they can for defenders. However, there is this saying, Jaeger, that when Ineri gets angry or angry I'm kidding.
Angry.
Angry.
And Ineri with a G in there.
Yes, angry.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? The last time we saw them play, this matchup in particular, Ineri was underperforming, and it was the biggest problem, because if Ineri is not performing, you're not gonna have a good game if you're an Alter Ego. And well, she's not underperforming anymore.
Indeed. Look at that though. Nabsky as well won't go down without a fight, as she will be getting highlights of her own. And Ineri as well with that refrag. Iceberg as well into that crossfire. Beautiful execution from Alter Ego Celeste again. Really controlling B-side this time. And Alyssa being pinned down in towards spawn. Gets a beautiful tap in the head by Ineri here. Flawless fight. I feel like Alter Ego Celeste is really getting their form back.
I think so as well. It looks very much an Alter Ego game right now. And I mean, even stacked over with all these players inside of the B site, still able to shut down the entire defense. Now, weapons available once again. X10 going to be trying to stop Alter Ego from getting any more points, but we have seen a bunch of 10-2s from Alter Ego today. I don't see any reason why they should stop now.
I mean, we did witness, right, that if Alter Ego Celeste is given the opportunity to pop off and really get that momentum going, they will not hesitate to really push through up until the half is done. So right now we're going to see another aggression coming in. Ayumi will be taking Alyssa down from Lamps before the trade, but in the corner, Iceberg takes 3, make it a not quad as Ginny shuts her down before that even happens. But look at the spike coming in, Jaeger. We do see Oreophilia planting from there, and it's going to take some amount of time before Ginny rotates in the process. But here we do see Ayumi watching out for A as well. Is pre-aimed in the very best angle, but right now the teleports has been her. They do know she is at hookah right now, places that Molly in to delay her push. Meanwhile, Ayumi also is there for the crew, and Ginny just pinned down from hookah. Alter Ego Celeste, very scary right now.
Very scary indeed. That is completely true. Like, just playing against them round after round, after seeing what they're capable of, like, your adjustments can't feel too important here, especially with performances like that. Every single one of these individuals is now trying to stand up. Ineri, after 9 rounds, Ineri is like, you know what, I'm going to chill out now. The rest of you guys can do your thing. Iceberg, Nabsky, we've seen highlights for each of them, and each one of them are capable of doing this.
Look at Neri. 21 heads in just 10 rounds, or 9 rounds per se. And right now, the game sense at this point is something that I'm trying to really look for. Is looking at here for the side of Alter Ego Celeste. It's as if they have, like, you know, like that sixth sense wherein they know exactly when to pre-aim, and you know the exact spots whenever they try to throw their utilities at. Like, it's as if they're just placing X10Crit into that position so that they are ready for the hunt. And look at this, even if they are walking slowly towards B long, guns are out, very much cautious. But Alyssa, however, is able to take Iceberg down. Baby TZ for the trade, taking Ayumi down as well. So manpower in the hands of X10Crit. Let's see how this goes. Take note as well that Polly is in the corner, but is already going to shut down Ineri, who tries to enter in the vicinity. But Nabsky here is going to refrag for the fallen comrade. Gets that shorty, beautiful tap by Oreophilia, and now everything dwindles down to a 2v2. A quick peek of Muffin here. And sees the leg, and now takes 3 for Nabsky. And the drone here spots her out, make it another quick turn, but misses the shot, and now will reposition for her. Oreophilia, however, is in towards sight here. Let's see, will the recon bolt spot them out? No, because they are hidden. Nabsky, however, is spotted towards elbow, but she doesn't know that Oreophilia is in here, but still gets that kill, and now takes a quick jiggle peek right here, and transitions to a sheriff. Beautifully done by Nabsky, getting a 4K for herself.
I love the fact, because that's the thing, isn't it? When you're using the Tour de Force, it does 150 damage regardless of where you hit them on the body. But I love the instinct there wasn't to switch to the Headhunter, but was to switch to the Sheriff instead. Headhunter does have, I think, a 0.1 second difference on pulling the weapon out, just to get the damage going. But that's just instinct coming into play, and instinct definitely saved Nabsky there, managing to get out that Sheriff just in time. They don't need to put up any orbs here. They're fine to just push to the side. What they've got.
Indeed, and right now, you know what? I really want to correct myself. Not sure how it's basically pronounced, but you know what? Look at this, Ineri once again with the entry. Beautiful backup by Ayumi, though, despite Muffin taking Ineri down, and it is still equalized on the board to a 4v4. Take note, Spike hasn't been planted just yet. I feel like Alter Ego wants to secure more of these kills, even though Baby TZ revives Muffin. Ayumi still there for the kill, Alyssa for the trade, but Nabsky as well with that kill, plus Rendezvous going in towards B side. They've been making so much noise in A, really neglecting B side at this point here in time. But Oreophilia prepared to peek right here, uses the showstopper. Muffin takes Oreophilia down in the process. 2 versus 2. Nabsky and Iceberg are quite, you know, damaged here in terms of their HP. So I'm not sure if this is a good pull side, but the Hunter Fury is ready. Up and coming. The patience is issue. They're just buying time at this point in here. Iceberg is still able to get Muffin down in the process. Uses the shock dart in here. I don't think Alyssa has much time here. Recon while she will be detected. Beautiful wall back for Iceberg. The estimation, the accuracy. What is this? Alter Ego Celeste truly built different.
You can see them now. They're starting to become one with the game, where timings all come into play. They can see through walls. They can see the matrix. That's all they need to do. And it comes down to a 1 versus 1, but that estimation is ridiculous. That is
so beautiful.
In any other situation, people would have said Iceberg is hacking, but everyone that's watching this knows that was Iceberg, 200 IQ braining that, and just becoming so immersed into this game that they know exactly what's happening around those corners.
Definitely. And what is going on is basically like the good words to describe right now for Alter Ego Celeste. It's as if like at one point during X10 being able to get a series away from them, they have been toned down, but right now I feel like there's a certain amount of a hunger, and as well as them really wanting to get this revenge going on, because look at their performance. They're not giving X10 any time to breathe. Look at this patience coming in from Inari. She now is anticipating one is going to be from this corner. Spots out the gun, gets that pixel peek shot, and let's see if she does go for the other here, because she has to take care of the corner. Spots out the arm once more. Inari goes for the 2K. That's a flash from Ginny here. Will be whipping a bit, but still gets the job done. Uses the Seekers to see their location, but Navsky shuts down Muffin. This is going to be a teleport from Alter Ego Celeste. Look at how proactive they are in towards the map. Not really settling down for less just because they got kills in the process. They really want to force that rotates in and really catching X10Crit off guard.
And Neri, just to put the cherry on top of this Sunday, as it is a Sunday while we're watching this, but 10-2. A brilliant first half there from Alter Ego. This is their third 10-2 of the day, I believe. And any indication of them stopping? I don't think there is. Actually, no, this is not. This is the second 10-2. Because the first one we got was a 12-0 to them. So Alter Ego, they have just been so on top of it so far today, and it has really not stopped. This is, of course, their map pick. They're allowed to be confident here. They're going on to a big map next after this game. And, maybe their confidence wanes after that, or maybe it gets even better. It's hard to know. Alter Ego, they're playing on the level I say the level you expect them to play on. They're playing above and beyond it today, I feel like. This is domination over X10, something that happened to them only 2 days ago.
Definitely, and of course, I feel like Alter Ego Celeste really wants to secure this game number 1 simply because, again, a big map such as Breeze, in terms of the long exposure, X10Crit does have that, since the fact that they were able to play multiple games on Breeze in comparison with Alter Ego Celeste, at least on stat-wise over here. Although both of our teams does have a positive percentage on this specific map, the fact that X10Crit does have a bit more, experience with this, at least in 2 hour open here. So it's very much safe to assume that X10Crit will be having a similar advantage. But here in towards game number 1, Alter Ego Celeste is just basically doing everything, with the aggression, with their synergy, and of course their utility usage is just on point in here in time, being them able to get a scoreline of 2-10, favoring them much very nicely here as we go on into our next half. I feel like on this next half, however, X10Crit will be taking away a few points or more, but if Alter Ego Celeste is able to reflect the current momentum that they have, regardless of the sides that they have here, I feel like they'll still be able to dominate. And Neri being able to pop off here in very much early rounds of the game. Imagine getting an ace, 2 quads, and then more triple in the process. Plus, you also have to consider Navsky and the gang being able to refrag for her whenever she dies in vain. I mean, it's not gonna go in vain, you know, because the refrags are there to begin with. So it's very much a thing to commend Alter Ego Celeste for. For X10 Crit, they still have that fighting chance. All they gotta do, at least for this second half, is to win out the pistol and win out the second round, and maybe from there they can build up the momentum for themselves.
If you remember the last time they were here on Bind, and they were struggling to get points against the offensive coming in from Bren, it took Ineri pushing into showers and getting an ace to start their defense going. And, well, Ineri, knowing that, pushes down mid, gets the first kill onto Ginny of all people. And I think they know the remedies. I think they know the strats to have an effective defense is to have a good offense.
Indeed, and look at this. Red Binary takes one. Baby TZ always there for the trade, but look at the flank right now coming in unexpected for you to see it. Although Baby TZ gets the trade, Ayumi takes one. Alyssa for the refrag. Everything dwindles down now to a 1v1. Spike has not yet been planted. I'm pretty sure the other members of Celeste have informed them of this. She does hear the cue, gets out the headhunter, gets that peek, but Alyssa still wins that tap. And again, safety for X10Crit. They did win this pistol. And again, if X10Crit has the capability to take a series away from our queens, then I'm pretty sure they have the capability to do so again. It's just that right now, at least for this scenario, it's much expected that the second round of the second half, I feel like it's going to be on X10 simply because of, you know, weapon advantage. But there's also the capability of Alter Ego Celeste getting a thrifty. But until then, we do expect that X10 to really get this round going.
Alter Ego stole away a second round before. Now they have two shorties, they have a sheriff. And I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, but they have gambled on it being a B hit, and now you're looking at a completely empty A site. So perhaps a round gifted to X10 here from Alter Ego. And all these members from Alter Ego, they don't want to hold on to these weapons. I think they want to die. And so they are going to rotate all their players over towards the A site. No need for a full save. Just take your chances, try and do your best, and make sure you get that bonus money.
Liking also the swallow again coming in from Baby TZ. They didn't want to waste any bullets back there, but look at this. Muffin takes one. The paint shells will be forcing them to back away. Now they know where they are at with only a shorty to work with. Alyssa, however, takes them down from heaven here. Takes a little weak advantage here. That's going to be one dash here. Ooh, not enough bullets. It forces a reload, and X10Crit was able to clean it out, getting their 4th point. Now, this is a bonus round for X10Crit. I did mention that maybe they can build up some amount of momentum from here. Let's look at the quick replay of what happened earlier. We do see some trades across the board, and again, X10Crit was able to win in that round, because now X10Crit can still win this since they do have their guns from the previous one. But Alter Ego Celeste possessing rifles, I feel like this is going to be a trades for trades.
Smoke ready to go down inside the showers, but do they go down to mid? Because no one's actually watching mid right now. They've put all their players in towards the showers. Now Chambers making her way over from the B site and already entered in, but they are completely surrounding this A site.
Already gets, actually not that spike planted because the wall has been destroyed very easily, and now they're trying, I feel like Alter Ego is trying to sandwich out the members of X10Crit. That's going to be the slow. Spike is going to be planted. Low HP for Baby TZ. Look at this crossfire. It's happening here. Takes a quick peek. Coming in, but Muffin still wins the fight against Natsuki. Ayumi for the trade, and Neri will be getting a kill of her own. Shutting down Baby TZ. Fake audio Q defuse here. Muffin will be spotted by Oreophilia and takes it down. Ginny, however, for the trade, but Ineri takes one, and Ayumi cleans it up for the crew. 11 point this time. Very much closer to really getting this game won.
Not a scenario that X10 were looking forward to having here with 2 rounds to go. But they have the money. They have the investment in this round. Let's see how much more of a defense, or rather an offensive, they can keep up here against Alter Ego, who they may actually even beat the score that they beat Bren with.
I mean, it still depends, but you know, like any other games, anything can still happen at this point in time. So I don't really want to, you know, put a concrete prediction at least to say, but you know, it's safe to say that Alter Ego Celeste being very much comfortable in bind, I feel like they will be getting this round ahead, but it depends on X10 on how they are going to play up to this point. Drone is going to be used. They did spot out Junie in the process there, but they still haven't seen Muffin in the side, but Inari with a quick of wits gets 2. There's gonna be another showstopper. It's gonna be shown here, making it a triple in towards that corner, spots out of gunshots from Cubby, takes the quad, but not gonna be an ace as Namsky takes it to refrag for her friend, but still gets the job done. And at this point, Jaeger, we are now at match point.
They are actually speed running this right now. X10 not showing the same confidence that we saw from before. Perhaps this is just a result of the fact that Alter Ego got to warm up in the earlier stages of the day, and they can just jump into the game today like feeling at their max. You know, maybe the last time we saw them play, the reason they lost to X10 was because maybe X10, they're night gamers. Maybe they perform better at nighttime. Alter Ego, midday. 32 kills for Inari.
I mean, she is a mad lad at this point. I mean, if anything, she could be, you know, recruited. So, but I'm kidding. But of course, I feel like Inari is still going to be, you know, one of the star players for Alter Ego Celeste, and it's very much showing. She's basically a rising star at this point. Baby TZ, however, will be taking 2 down before Ayumi takes a reply here, but Polly from an off angle takes her down as well. 3v2 on the clock. That's gonna be a 4v2 this time because of Baby TZ being able to revive Alyssa in the process, and now this basically forces out Nabsky and Oreophilia to refrag for each other. But I feel like they're gonna go on a very split you know, takes here. 1 on Showers, 1 in here. Who gets the peek first? It's gonna be Ginny, and a little bit of an off timing for Nabsky as well. That's gonna be the flash. Not gonna get Oreophilia though, but they will be teleporting. They didn't see Oreophilia in that process as well. Okay, uses that smoke to give her some coverage as she enters city. That's gonna be the plant as well. She does have the ult ready though, so let's see how Oreophilia is going to play this out with 4 members still alive for X10Crit.
Can you imagine if they all went through that teleporter and at that point Oreophilia just used the ult as they make their way through? Could have been absolutely devastating on their rotate over. Could have been an easier way to fight back in, but instead decides I'll play the long game, keep this ult for a time where I have my teammates alive. I'll just hold on to the weapon I have right now, perhaps drop over for one of my teammates and fight for perhaps the 513 instead. They still have a good buffer between losing this game, or rather even hitting the draw for this game, so there's no rush. I did say speed run any percent, but right now they are still 1 round over what they had against Bren.
I mean, at this point, it's basically Oreophilia playing it smartly as well. I mean, you don't really want to sacrifice that weapon instead that you can use just after the next round. Because again, you did mention that they basically laid themselves into a very lax position where they can lose some amount of rounds, which is basically what Alter Ego Celeste is doing at the moment here. So let's see how, you know, X10Crit, you know, does take advantage of this fact. And with Ayumi with the operator, again, they're heavily stacked at A. So look at this quick rotation coming in from Alter Ego Celeste. So that's gonna be the flash. I feel like Namsky baited that out just so that she could reposition very quite well. Molly is also prepared here. Muffin's not gonna spot out anyone. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, close.
Oh, very close. Orbital Strike is going to be used as well. Elbow is walled, so they don't really have much of a choice but to stay in B long here for the side of X10Crit. Looking at Ayumi, tries to wallbang here from elbow side. No casual. Actually, there's a casualty already. Iceberg being taken down. Recon Ball is destroyed to deny any information as well. Looking at this is quite a difficult retake for Alter Ego Celeste, but look at this as I say it, and Ari takes two. I have been jinxing this whole time. Ayumi for the trade of her own uses on their Fury. Make it a 3K for the crew, and as I say it,
there's no way.
As I say it, oh no! But the clutch still happens. They didn't have time to defuse the spike, but then again, that was pretty close for Alter Ego Celeste.
I mean, Inari, they're just trying to get her to get another ace there, but every positioning, every player was still alive. Having to try and secure all these kills is asking for quite a lot of Inari, who is currently on 35 kills.
Wow. Imagine that. She also has 6 assists. Like one of the highest assists as well. Pretty sure Inari's gonna be up there into the KD and the ACS for later. But right now we are seeing here X10Crit really crawling things from a 10-2 now a 6-12. Alter Ego Celeste having a little bit of a pinch here, trying to close out this fight. But then again, they still do have more rounds to spare. Look at all of these smokes coming in from Polly. Really well invested in here. I feel like they're just baiting out, someone to push in there. But with the discipline coming in from Alter Ego Celeste as well, look, creates some amount of presence in there. But X10Crit already slowly walking towards B side, but Ayumi is there. However, I'm not just sure if she's looking at the better angle here. There, now she repositions, uses the Seekers. Will be missing that shot right here. Will be having another attempt. Beautiful dash into safety as well. Everything is popped here at this point. Polly will be taking 2, who's flanking in the process, not neglecting that fact. And it's all down to 3 members of Alter Ego to really try to make this work. A little bit of a whiff back there, and Ginny takes advantage of that. Ayumi for the trade. 3v2 and the play here for Alter Ego. At the moment, we do see X10Crit doing a pretty good job, but then Iceberg is taking Ginny down. Baby TZ for the trade. Ayumi does know where Baby TZ is at the moment. It's a bit too late to spot out Alyssa in her crosshair, and X10Crit 7 points this time. They're really doing their best to make things work here.
Still a little bit of a ways to go. The fact that they let it get to match point though already does leave a dagger hanging over their back, and they really need to find a way to get out of this position. 5 rounds to go to make up that difference, and Alter Ego are getting more and more emboldened with every round, especially where Inari is involved. She really keeps wanting to push. Here again, no fear. A little flash comes out. She doesn't back off that much. She sends out a boom bot and continues on with it. And X10, they're trying to play defensively on their attacking side. They are holding for the pushes that may come out from these players.
Indeed. So right now, I like it as well how X10 is, really baiting out their presence here. But Ayumi very much pushing towards B long, spots out Muffin, who's supposed to be the entry frag for the team. That's gonna be a flash. She immediately hides her presence as well in here, and now it forces the members of X10 to retreat and try a different area. But looking at this, again, seeing how Alter Ego Celeste is also much stacked in towards A site. Ginny attempts for another flash here. Oreophilia giving that audio key, uses that molly in towards that sides, but the wall is up just in time. Baby TC didn't have a time to react. Iceberg goes for the kill. That's gonna be concussed here with the Trailblazer. We do see Oreophilia here gets one down. Polly for the trade. Iceberg takes a damage for Ginny, and Ayumi just goes there for the cleanup. And Alter Ego Celeste takes game number 1 into their map pick. Really, really nice stuff here. And of course, you gotta commend the team for having so much team participation, and of course their synergy as well, the timings of their utilities forcing out the members of team X10 to be peeking from there. And if you notice, their crosshairs are already pre-aimed in that specific location, so it really worked well for Alter Ego Celeste. However, there is also a certain highlights for X10 as well. They were able to really run it through from a 10-2 to now from an earlier to a 6-12 or a 7-12. And again, it really got closer for X10Crit. But then again, looking at these stats right here, look at that 108 ACS, 3.4 KDA with 35 heads in her name. Baby TZ, however, is also going to top rank for the team with 13 kills, 207 ACS, and 1.2 KDA.
That is a lot of damage. 3.4 KD with 35 kills. It means, it just means, imagining the fact that with 20 rounds that have happened, approximately one and a half kills every single round for Ineri. She's had no rounds where she's underperformed. She's done such a good job throughout this entire round. And that was just the first map. Now we're heading on to a little bit of a bigger one, heading on to Breeze, where X10 are hoping that they can bounce things back, because they do seem to be a little bit more confident when it comes to those big maps. But if Ineri is playing like this, it is still up in the air where this is going to go. 15.9k damage for the team, an entire 5.2k more than X10 were able to achieve there. And even on objective kills, but everywhere else, it is absolutely Alter doing such a good job of staying ahead. So there is definitely a chance. 13-7, that kind of a recovery after they switch sides. Now they get to go onto their map pick on a map that suits their playstyle. We may get to see X10 bring it back into the 1-1, but it's all dependent on not just Ineri, but the team play as well coming up from Alter Ego, because Ineri is, to be fair, like, we can't really sugarcoat it. You can say that some teams are built around certain players, and I would say Alter Ego, a lot of that power comes from Ineri, and you should be playing around a player like that. And if Ineri can keep up that level of consistency, you're looking at a very good map 2 for Alter Ego. X10, they need to find a way to slow her down. One of the things that did work out for them the last time we saw them doing it was on Fracture. Ineri kept going for the same play in the same location, and they started stacking players just to get the shutdown, using all the utility they could. And will that work here? I mean, if you've seen how she's been playing, she's been getting those double spray downs on every single push that's been coming her way. The entries have been phenomenal. It's going to be very difficult to dissuade Ineri from playing the game she wants to play. But if you can achieve it, there's definitely a chance for X10.
Definitely, I agree with you on that. So again, we are going to enter the turf of X10Crit here as they choose Breeze. And looking at the highlights right here of this game, this is where Ineri really, shines and pops up. And as you mentioned, another highlights and reels for her being the MVP. But look at this, Iceberg and the gang as well are having kills of their own. Them being very much aware of Ineri's prowess here. I'm pretty sure the other teammates as well also know this fact. So that's why they too have been very much, really doing it their best as well, so that they can be dependent on each other. And I feel like that's also one of the things that Alter Ego Celeste is very much good at, because as much as they know the power that comes from Ineri, they don't really want to fully depend on that, because if they do, the other opposing teams will very much read on that and will try to prioritize on taking down Ineri. But all of that we will be able to see once game number 2 arrives. But we will come back after a short break. Again, guys, this is Valorant Game Changers APAC series Open 3.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Valorant Game Changers Asia Pacific Series, FSL. We've had our first victory for the best of 5, going to Alter Ego on their map pick of Bind with a pretty convincing scoreline of 13-7. Not an easy thing to pull off against X10, and something of a comeback was potentially being made by X10, but they couldn't quite get it all the way to the end. However, we are going on to their map pick now over on Breeze, so we may see a difference. We may see them pull ahead instead this time. After that, we do of course have Split potentially, Icebox, Haven, your Decider. These are the 4 remaining maps after Bind. And well, Alter Ego starting things off on the right foot, but did they keep on walking, or does X10 get in their way?
Definitely, and of course we did see that this is the map pick of X10. We did see that they're also thriving in bigger maps such as these, and of course we are expected to see a very much interesting fight for this game number 2. Anything can still happen at this point, because the fact that Alter Ego Celest can still bring the momentum that they had in towards Bind to here. All they got to do is just to basically get or capitalize on whatever advantages that they can get. X10Crit, however, they do have a very much interesting way on how to play here in towards Breeze. Having long exposures and experiences in playing in towards this map, I feel like they do have the map advantage here, and of course the mastery in general as well. But looking at the current stats or agent selections right now, 4 of which are similar in picking, or Ophelia and Polly with the Viper, and Neri and Muffin with the Jet. We do see Sova as well for Iceberg and Alyssa, and finally Nabsky and Ginny for the Sky. The only difference is going to be their Sentinel here, which is basically a baby TZ with the Cypher again. She's been very much effective in using this Cypher, especially with the tripwires and the cameras to provide info. However, we are also seeing a Yumi, very much a versatile player, playing along the lines of being a duelist, and of course any other flex, as well as she will be hovering up Chamber, who has very much the capability to hold a site alone if granted these shots to really hit the enemy team. Again, with also the utilities and the utility driven tactics for this. Pretty excited to see how both of our teams are going to play throughout, because they, as much as they do have similarities in the agent picks, the variety or the difference is what will very much get the best of each.
Breeze, a big map, lots of places to hide, a very difficult map to enter into, especially these sites. It's big, wide open areas with so many angles to check, and now with even more positions. The box in the back of the site with Breeze allows you to peek over it. Stairs as well, cutting in the corner inside of the site, and then over towards the double doors as well. So much that you have to be aware of, and why you need those controllers. Double controllers normally a very valid choice here. Same on over towards the A site. There's a back site there. You've got the big M sitting in the back, and of course you've got tunnel as well to worry about. But even boosting inside of the site is a possibility, and just trying to post plan as an attacker, you also are kind of limited as to where you can position yourself, and it becomes almost too easy to know where you're going to be. And so the defensive here, they can get a good boon from that. But regardless, it comes down to each one of these individual teams, how they're going to be pushing into the site. And well, sit back and relax just like that. And you should be able to enjoy this game. And hopefully your favorite team will be the ones walking away with the win here.
Definitely. And of course, just a quick shout out. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And of course, I do hope you guys get to, spend the day watching, some intense Valorant plays with thy mums as well. And of course, here we are looking at that cute little teddy bear here floating around that sea very much as well for the team. Looking at the minimap, however, seeing how Alter Ego Celeste, oh no, X10Crit are positioned in towards the attacker side, I feel like they will be trying a rush take here, or at least bait out some utilities against Alter Ego Celeste. Alter Ego Celeste, again, they have been very much known for their discipline and very much last minute decision wits, and I feel like if they are able to get a huge amount of information, I feel like they can catch X10 Crit off guard here. But all of that is going to be very much on paper. It's still very much up to them and how they execute their playstyle.
Well, we've known the playstyle for Alter Ego. Ineri, go Bert, and then everyone else follow in.
Ineri, go Angry.
And X10, well, generally their idea is push together, crossfire as much as possible, stay close enough to get those refrags, and hope that you don't get double tapped by Ineri. That's been the case, at least for the first map, and ever since this redemption arc from Alter Ego, considering the last losses against X10. This is not going to be an easy game for Alter Ego. Big maps, not their forte. They like those close angles. They like the chaos that can ensue in small spaces. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be helpless here.
Indeed, and of course, looking at this right now, Muffin, really good opening as they enter towards tunnel here. And this is going to force a full-on retake against Alter Ego Celeste. Recon Ball is going to detect some. Nabsky, however, will be taking Alyssa down in the process. They have seen multiple people at the back, however, and looking at this, a spike hasn't been planted just yet, just now. But here, Polly takes one, Ineri for the trade. Let's see who gets that security first. But from behind, Ineri will be sandwiched a bit by Ayumi, and the gang will be avenging her death, and of course the others as well. And that was actually a quick retake from Alter Ego Celeste. They've been all around the map here, and so it's quite understandable how they were able to pin down the members of X10 from back.
And here still remains Alter Ego's ability to retake sites. Amazing performance from them, and the fact that they've invested so much without any armor, just going for the strongest weapons. Only sheriffs, only headhunters found kills in that particular round, and I didn't even know that was there.
I didn't even know it was there too.
The things you learn.
Indeed.
Toxins going up.
Looking at this though, starting it off with a flash in towards middle doors. I love it how they were able to anticipate the X10Crit is going to try and get that push there, similar to how they did with Tunnel. Beautiful trades on and on for Alter Ego Celeste. Baby TZ will be taking one for the crew, but it's only up to her to really make this work, but it's not going to be, as Ayumi takes 3. Wow, that rhymes.
Have you seen Ayumi on the chamber before? Because Ayumi, the thing is, we've seen before, she's been practicing with those blade storms, the non-stop headshots. You can do the exact same thing with the headhunter, and she's just doing it non-stop. 3 kills with the headhunter in that round, and just the advantage you have using that skill. It only costs 100 per bullet, and Ayumi only needs to spend 500 per round because she just keeps using 1 bullet per enemy.
I mean, she is able to really get those headshots going for her, which really, is an advantage to her aim duels whenever she really engages through it. So right now, loving this double push of a flank from both for both Ayumi and Neri. There, yeah, I did say it the first time, right? Okay, so look at this flanking. They don't know, however, that PBTZ is in towards a cave. I feel like they managed to spot out the spike. Look at this. They already know that one is here. Let's see if they are able to spot out baby TZ from cave as well. But look at this. Alyssa takes one. It's gonna be another here. No, baby TZ actually takes Neri down. They take the flanks down here. And again, in terms of manpower, X10Crit still has it, trying to bait out some audio cues here in towards Orb. I feel like maybe TZ knows that someone is in here, trying to get a peek. All about patience, to say the least. And here, I like
30
it
seconds
how the Oriophila and Iceberg remains in B side, but Nabsky is able to get that flash. Will be taking another kill. Not sure if she spots out another. Actually, no, it's Alyssa who takes one down, and now it's only up to two of them. But that's a little push denying that
Spike
spike
down
plant
A.
as well. 10 seconds on the
seconds
clock.
left.
They just need to buy time at this point in time. Okay, will be not taking it down, but Polly takes one. Oriophilia with that toxin takes another, but with a low HP, Muffin secures this, not really letting the score gap fall too far.
That was very close. With the spike going down with 12 seconds left remaining, if that swing had come out and stopped that plant from going down, just a second later, that spike wouldn't have gotten to go down. It would have been no more time left, and everyone had left inside of the site by herself, Iceberg, to plant that spike. Never leave your teammates behind, because that was much closer than it needed to be, and they lost a significant number of extra lives that they shouldn't have, which means more money being spent. And, oh, Ayumi, not going to be buying anything because she's going to be using the tour de force in this particular round.
Truly, and again, we did mention earlier about her having the capabilities to really win out those aim duels with respective caps. Looking at this though, and just like that, on cue, Ayumi takes Muffin away, spots out another. They're gonna be a triple. No, misses the shot here, but she already knows that she is
Spike
at
planted.
a back. Spike has been planted, but it's favorable much for Alter Ego in terms of manpower. But Viper Spit from Polly is going to be placed down. It's all up to them knowing it, but the gun is shown. Baby T takes an area down from that corner. Genie as well with a kill of her own. Let's see. They were able to spot their location here. I'm not sure if it's going to still bring it to light for them, but look at
One
this.
enemy
The
remaining.
crossfire from Ayumi and Oriophilia. They know where he is, or where she is rather, but look at this ring around the Rosie. Over here, off angle kill from Baby TZ. Really used the terrain to her advantage, tying up the scores.
And I mean, there was no time for patience there. Oriophilia had to jump onto that spike ASAP because it already ticked down way too much. And so a nice attempt there. Good kills coming in for Alter Ego, but X10, they've put themselves in a good position now to start fighting back. That could have been so much closer. Look at that. Oriophilia, just that little extra bit of awareness that could have secured the kill onto Baby TZ, but they are sitting on 2-2. So, tech pause for the meantime.
And as we do see here for the previous rounds, to say the least, quick technical pause as you have mentioned. X10Crit pretty much healthy. Coming this next round, being complete with full-on rifles. Meanwhile, the other members of Alter Ego Celeste is going to have the classics, Sheriffs and Shorties settle with, and a Bucky. And Ayumi here, interestingly enough, will be taking the operator stance. Maybe she does want to really, place that threat of the operator, such as her. So right now we are seeing X10Crit quite dispersed in towards our map. Look at this, already bringing out the guns. I feel like Ayumi spotted out that camera though, but was easily denied by Inari, I assume. So look at this. That gun is, and of course the rendezvous to reposition herself. But then again, looking at this, I feel like Inari knows. Inari knows that someone is in here because look at that, the tripwire coming in. That's gonna be a quick updraft and a kill as well. We're rushing baby TV. She will shut down Ginny for the trade, taking Inari down as well. This is gonna be an A side take to be placed on the right side of the pyramid. That's gonna be an op here. That's gonna be a push for Alyssa as well to peek. They should be able to know that, but look at that. The Bucky kill from Iceberg is going to shut Alyssa down. Trying to jump it out. Not sure they do have the better weaponry in here as Polly and Ginny does the crossfires, getting their third point.
Strange choices made there. Jumping up and down, trying to get the kills with the shotgun. It took one peek to secure that, but unable to really prioritize the buy. It was a strange buy coming in from Alter Ego, and the fact that that operator gets dropped down and no one was able to salvage it, very unfortunate there. But, well, Inari is going to have an AWP this time around, so they've actually gotten 2 AWPs in a row, and has had to sacrifice a little bit of the armor just to afford it, but they will have it available for this round. And so Inari playing towards double doors. Flash comes out, peeks out with it, but Muffin immediately winning that duel, and Inari getting shut down. They were expecting it, and this is exactly what X10 need to do. If they can shut down Inari, they can win these rounds non-stop.
Definitely. Ayumi, though, will be taking that trade off, taking Ginny down. Baby TZ, however, from Cave will be taking Namsky from middle doors, I assume. And looking at this camera, denies information, but this is also a good opportunity for X10 to enter the site. Alyssa will take 1 or refill for the trade. Alyssa will be taking 2 this time around. Spike has not been planted just yet, but I do feel like they already know where Ayumi is located. So this is going to be a 3 versus 1 clutch, but the moment Ayumi goes down, Polly already sees her head, taking her and goes for the cleanup. 4 points now for X10Crit. Looks like that we are already seeing the mastery and of course the X10Crit really getting their footing back here in towards Breeze. Oh, is that a Wookiee?
I mean, almost is a sloth, but what is a Wookiee at the end of the day?
I'm sorry, I've been watching too much Star Wars.
A Wookiee is
it's close enough.
Oh, Oreophilia, no.
Oh, what happened? Oh.
It bounced off the wall before it actually
but I think she was able to get it before in time. Oh, but then there's the counter, the countdown. Right, and now we are seeing once more and a potential A take for X10Crit. They know that Alter Ego Celest has to save. Concussed is Oreophilia. Taking in beautiful dash in as well to take control of the map. Oreophilia in a very sticky situation here. The moment this wall goes down, it's going to be very difficult. Baby TZ and Alyssa takes it down. Ayumi for the trade. Let's see how far they could go here. That's going to be a flash once more from Ginny. Baby TZ and Polly take both teams from Alter Ego Celeste down, or both players. Ayumi with only 17 HP to work with. Look at how very well versed Baby TZ is already watching that little area back there as she crouches down. And now 2-5. X10Crit already has like an ample amount of advantage here.
Alter Ego starting to look like X10 did on their map pick, so they have called for a pause here. They only use it to try and figure out a way they can defend this better, and I mean, I think the solution isn't too difficult. Save your utility like you did on the first round and retake the site. So many forward defenses are getting crumbled because they're getting so aggressive. This isn't bind anymore. You can't keep pushing like you did there. You have to go for those retakes.
Indeed, and I feel like Alter Ego Celeste has become a little bit reactive in terms of the utility usage of X10Crit. Notice how whenever it's a flash, some hides and some just potentially goes for that refrag. But then again, the pre-aim or the crosshairs from X10Crit is already prepared to take them down before they can even start the fight. So I feel like Alter Ego Celeste, I feel they can risk out a retake. It's just so The thing that's happening here is that they're not very much complete in terms of that retakes. It's because either one, they're being they're being taken down one by one by the members of X10, and number two, the rotation is quite too far off. Understandable, because again, they do want to secure the other areas of the site. But when X10 Crit finally goes in towards a certain area here, it's bound that they will be planting or committing into that site, in planting the spike.
Oh, that spray down. Just try and pick up a Neri. Actually secures the kill as well. Muffin, well played. Good spray down to catch in the midst of it all. Yumi, the double kill with a double swing as well coming their way. And shot in the dark, it actually lands as well. And Yumi doing it all here.
Indeed, an Iceberg, with the help of her Hunter's Fury as well, will be taking one down, and only Ginny, being the only member alive, will be blinding a lot. But Iceberg is there for the trade, gets a 3-5. It felt like that timeout at least worked for their favor as they stacked towards A. But I think X10Crit now has the opportunity to roam around our map, maybe trying to take the likes of mid control. But looking at this replay here, Ayumi does it all, especially into that 2 from left side of the pyramid, and of course that kill from the cave, and as well as the other members cleaning it up for her.
Let us hunt.
It's like they heard me. You saw that. It was a full-on retake into the A side. It worked wonders. Do it again.
Do it again, I say. And here, look, placing the toxins over here just to delay the amount of pushes. Another toxin, but they will be detected by the recon. Surprisingly, not gonna take some amount of damage. We do see Aureophilia concussed in the process, and Muffin just goes for the push. Iceberg for the trade. Beautiful Cloudburst to close the recon. But Aneri with the opt kill, taking Muffin from the left side of the pyramid. Viper's Pit is already placed down. Spots out Alyssa in towards that corner. Mabsky also securing the area for her friend, and in that near, Aneri with the op in a very close range gets their 4th point. Now they're already slowly starting to read the pattern against X10Crit.
Yeah, Alter Ego. They've noticed it. Guess what? It works out. If we play for retakes, it seems to be we are winning. Of course, we did see a very forward defense as well. You can see this particular position from Iceberg, who keeps just playing around the pyramid to try and secure these kills. Really helped quite a lot when it came down to the very end there. Polly had no reason really to push out of there at that point. But 4-5, Alter Ego are putting themselves in a good position for perhaps the second half. And so X10, they need to secure these remaining rounds while they can. Money is still fine. They can afford properly. But they are running out of potential rounds on this first half. And it would be just pure pain for X10 if they were to lose on their own map pick, especially considering we're going into Alter Ego's map pick after this.
Indeed. And I also understand the timeout behind X10 here, because again, they don't want, or they wouldn't want Alter Ego Celeste to tie it up with them or get more points. So they're trying to reset that as much as they can. And I feel like this is the time for X10Crit to roam around the map, maybe go in a different site, to say the least, because I feel like it's already enough that they've conditioned Alter Ego Celeste to be in A site. But look at how well balanced the Alter Ego Celeste is, having 2 at B, 1 at mid, and then 2 at A site as well. They're just gonna wait for some audio cues and some utilities to be in there. Trailblazer gonna be placed here. Gonna concuss Ginny a bit. That's gonna be another Trailblazer of her own. Not gonna spot out anyone, to say the least. But now they're going to try another attempt in the site. They do know that some people are in tunnel. Seeing how Polly is detected by the recon ball as well. Shock dart is going to be fired out. Ayumi still watches the area over here. Let's see if Alyssa can still get that kill and get this thing into her advantage. Alyssa will be taking one Inari foil also as well for her team. Nabsky will be refragging for Iceberg. Look at that beautiful blade storm by Inari here from backside and still gets Muffin in a closer range. And a beautiful up kill for a 4K. Inari with her game senses. We're seeing it through and through once again here at Breeze.
And Neri coming to life once more. She always has at least one play, doesn't she, when it comes to these rounds? And I mean, just starting things off, that operator, ever since she's picked it up, she has been farming those kills. Her blade storms have been so on point as well.
Indeed, and the fact that she's able to really reposition herself at a quick pace is something that you have to commend Inari for. However, we're also seeing the likes of Ayumi and Namsky also very much helping for the team in general. That's going to be the Viper Spit. This is actually a good call for Oreophilia, not just to delay the push, but for them to be forced out in a different side. Them trying to enter tunnel, that is a cue as well, that there may be heads in here. Timing. Oreophilia take one, make it a double. Is it going to be a triple? No, as she is shut down by Ginny, but Nabsky takes one for the team. 2K for Ginny right now. She does know that there are someone in Arch. She has to be very careful when peeking here because the ops from Inari is going to be hit in much precise, but Alyssa will be taking that refrag as well. Now it's only a 2v1 situation here. This could be a good call for Crossfires, but right now, picking Alyssa 1-by-1 may not be the best of bet. Ayumi, however, will be sticking to the operator still and still gets the kill, gaining a point away from X10Crit.
That works.
Brilliant shots coming in from both Inari and Ayumi as well. And those two, I mean, they're always the ones you want to look for. If you put an I at the end of your name, it looks like you just safe. You know, like you just seem to be incredibly talented. Especially the more eyes there are, the more powerful you become, it seems.
I feel like I'm gonna change my name now with
Zayori.
maybe, and then we'll add like 4 eyes just to see if I can get their buffs as well.
Let's go. 5 eyes just to get the aces every time.
Definitely.
1 kill per eye. And Hunter's Fury doing a little bit of damage. Ayumi does find the first kill. She's traded out and hiding in the corner. Iceberg finds one, and each one of these kills have been traded out 1 by 1. And Neri playing a dangerous game. That's a very close position to be in to try and challenge here. Kicking around the corner, instant headshot to Eliza. Did a brilliant job there. 13 seconds left though, and the spray comes down from the double doors. But Polly and Ginny both finding those kills, and they secure another round because it looks like Alter Ego got a little bit too overzealous there, and they didn't play for the retakes like they had been up until that point.
Indeed, and again, that was enough for X10Crit to basically even out our scoreboard here. So this is technically a reset that we have right here, Jaeger, and of course anything can still happen, but as expected, we did see X10Crit, really fly and get their winning streaks happening. But this is also the interesting bit about it, is because Alter Ego Celeste is not, this game is not as one-sided as we think it is, because they were able to crawl their way to making the score, even. And here, they were able to bounce back by really getting those retakes going on, and they really stuck to it by, anticipating which side they're going to be at. But right now, since we are going to change, sides here for both X10Crit and Alter Ego Celeste, it's going to be a pretty interesting feat for them as well. Looking just very quickly at the stats, at least for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, in terms of their attacking, it's a bit lower by a little bit in terms of their defending side. And for the side of X10Crit, in terms of Breeze, also with a similar percentage as well. But take note, X10Crit still does have that more of an exposure here towards Breeze, so I feel like they do have a much more what do you call it, sturdier ground in terms of trying to defend the sites here. But all of that would, basically still be on paper because Alter Ego Celeste, Inari is still there. Inari is still online as well as Ayumi. So maybe in this attacker side at this time, maybe Alter Ego Celeste has something up their sleeve.
So, on this defense, we have seen so far, Alter Ego, they've noticed about going for retakes every single time to get those victories. X10, this is their map pick. They already know this information. And so Alter Ego, they have to start things off right. So that means pistol round, they need to be getting that win, get themselves up to that 8-6 scoreline. And then from that point on, I thought the most important thing for them to do is playing for picks and making sure they're getting kills before that spike goes down. Because their biggest problem is not going to be getting the spike down, it's going to be challenging the retake.
Definitely. And they need, and of course, for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, if they would really want to, really take this map away from X10Crit, they also gotta be extra cautious and also extra careful whenever they try to, get in a site, because the quick rotations that's coming in from X10 is very much remarkable here. So I do feel like maybe playing for picks or taking man advantage would also be beneficial for Celeste.
Blinded.
Flash gives a bit of information that players towards the B side. They're rotating the Jet and Viper over immediately over from mid, so they have to be worried about their elbow as well as towards their flank. But they are taking their time before hitting the site. Inari wants to be the first one in. A smoke down and a dash in generally is the play. Ophelia, well, that was a bit weird. Inari actually finds that kill from behind Ophelia. Polly does find a refrag as Napsky goes down. Here is the mid-round strat call. Rotate to A. We've made enough presence over towards B. Ayumi peeks into the site, doesn't spot anyone, thinks maybe, okay, they could be still here. And making their way over towards Elbow, finding another kill. Ayumi, right place, right time. Spike will be going down in just a moment.
Indeed, and again, it also Ayumi also gave space for the other members of Alter Ego Celeste to fully rotate towards A to get that spike down, and now they are all going in towards middle doors. Beautiful smoke coming in from Ophelia here, just to get a little bit of a coverage. Inari here backs up Ophelia as she was walking down. Ayumi from behind gets her, but a 3K for Inari to clean it up and start the second half in their favor.
He found my trap.
I'd say that's what they needed, and they did the exact right thing there. They went to one site, they got a couple of kills, rotated over before that spike went down, made sure they had the numbers advantage so that the retake scenario would be that much more difficult. And so Alter Ego immediately applying the right ideas here. Hopefully they can keep it up and show us what they can do, because X10, we know that they can retake. If Alter Ego play one of these rounds wrong, as soon as one player crumbles, you can expect the rest of them to follow suit.
Again, like this is what we have been mentioning from earlier, right? That again, Inari and Ayumi are basically much one of the like pacemakers for their team. If either one of them really pops up, the rest are very much heavily influenced by that fact. And right now, looking at this, Muffin will be taking a little bit of a damage back there. So here we are seeing quick of trying to really get that presence going in, because again, this is also another call for them to really rotate back. Let's see if X10Crit falls into the same techniques twice, because look at this recon bolt there. They still assume that they are in here as well. Again, look at that. See, because of that because of this wall, it's giving the impression as well. Look at that. Goes in towards your Muffin with a beautiful shorty kill. Get it done. But the spike has been planted towards me. But Jenny will be taking an area down with the classic. Or feel that has been spotted out in towards the lighthouse as well. But we'll be taking one down. Aski with a kill of her own. Jenny for the trade. And Iceberg being in B main.
Player standing.
Ooh, look at this though. But Napsky from the right side will be taking that 3K because they were so much distracted to Iceberg's presence towards B main. She was given the opportunity to very much, really get them from an off angle.
very, very well played there. But I mean, it still comes down to the wire. Like the amount of damage that was done here from X10, that's a pretty effective anti-eco round, I suppose, for both sides. And the fact that they even got onto that spike so quickly, it's already showing you how much potential they have in these rounds if they can get the retake going. So Alter Ego, what do? They don't invest too much into this round. They make sure they have enough to buy into the next. The only person that hasn't is Iceberg. 600 credits left remaining in her wallet. Not too much to work with, but her teammates will be able to buy, and so hopefully Iceberg can get a dropped weapon over. But X10, I think X10 are looking absolutely fine right now with the weapons they have available. Very long range angles at the moment. And Alter Ego, how fast can they close up those distances? They do have the Viper, can perhaps help them lead into a position, but that wall only covers off the entrance. It doesn't cover off the site. It doesn't cover off any avenue of entry. And so there is a good chance that this fight is not going to go the way of Alter Ego Celeste.
Definitely. And look, they're not neglecting the sites anymore for the side of X10. They really want, to really pick off those fights as much as possible. Trailblazer as well. Recon Bolt is destroyed, but Inari is there to cover that up. Very good utility usage as well. That's going to be the flash, but the timing is not really much in store for them. But Inari will get the trade regardless. But Muffin here with better gun advantage will take 3 easy with the kill of her own. Ayumi being spotted out in towards metal. Not sure if they heard her into this area with a little bit to work with. And Jenny with the tap there gets the 7 point, not really faltering too far from the score gap.
It's so difficult to get clean shots like that with a Guardian. It takes a lot of skill. It's the kind of people that can get headshots with a Blaze Storm that can pull those kinds of things off. And of course, it's Inari, and so she does have her ult available. Drops over to Iceberg, who couldn't buy otherwise, and will use the Blaze Storm instead in this round. Missed shot, has spotted the corner of Muffin there. Spraying down to try and keep herself safe. There's a first head. Polly taken down immediately. Up into the air. Oh, she needs to hit the next one. Doesn't matter. Nabsky is going to be the one to find it. A weapon has been retrieved, and there he doesn't need to use his Ace anymore. Nabsky. Oh, does she reveal her position there? Well, that is going to be position revealed very quick, and the spike has gone down already. This is not what I wanted to see. Alter Ego should be fighting more rather than getting that spike down as quickly as they can.
Here.
Indeed, and look at this Viper Spit here, Orifil maybe playing around those areas, but Ayumi is also going to play around the pyramid, spotting out Baby Tizibel. That's going to be the flash. She may be cornered here, because look at how Ginny and the gang are placed, but Ayumi is able to play around, was able to take a peek and still gets the 3K here, was able to, really turn the tides to her favor, despite being, semi-sandwiched because of that angle from Baby TZ and Ginny also exploring the pyramid. And I like it, however, as well, that Oreophilia just stayed in her turf, stayed in her Viper Spit, and letting, and trusting Ayumi do the work here, because look at that quick peek and bam, we do already see that 3K coming in.
You want to play? Let's.
Is that a Wookiee?
Hey!
It's okay. It is. You are adorably you at the end of the day. And so push over towards the B site this time around. Ayumi, this is a hard fight to win because of the raised position. Still finds the shot though. Ayumi is gonna find Baby TZ, and I think that was a leg shot. That's the only reason she survives there.
And look at this, all of the presence and all of those kills, dwindling everything to a 2v5, not really favoring X10 at the moment here. 3K for Ayumi already, and that's a flawless fight for Alter Ego Celeste. You can clearly see that they really, really want to dominate in towards this map against X10Crit. Now starting it off once again here in towards our fights. We are seeing here a bit of a dispersed composition for Alter Ego Celeste. I feel like they do want to get these kills up and come in first before they commit into a specific site. So this is something different than what we've usually seen from earlier. So earlier they were basically together here, getting those refrags, getting those headshots straights. But right now they're playing the patience game. They still have a minute to spare in the process. So one is already spotted out. And whilst we do see a Yumi or an Eri rather, trying to get that safety, get a Yumi to safety. Here spots out one. Ayumi takes an off kill. It's gonna be another recon ball will be placed. Not gonna detect anyone, however. That's going to be a shock dart as well. Secrets for Ginny, but Inari takes Muffin. Ayumi for a kill of her own. Inari with it too. Is it gonna be a 3? I feel like she saw someone from Bridge, but Big T will be taking a trade here. Make it a 3rd for Inari to refrag for Ayumi, and that is going to be the 11th point for Celeste. Looking at that quick replay right here at the moment for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, really doing their great stuff in trusting their teammates, and as well as really being cautious whenever they try to enter the site.
This is getting a little too close for comfort here from X10. Their map pick, their choice on where they want to start their fight back, and Alter Ego are looking just a little too good right now. Muffin will find the first kill. Iceberg doesn't take him down. Rheophilia there for a trade. Inari expecting one more player. Game sense firing off, but there's Elisa doing what she does best, tapping heads, and she will shut down Inari. Probably not expecting such a swift response. 3 more players make their way back down to mid. This is a fight just for the mid position. Don't even need to get the spike down right now. They really do just want to take that fight, but they are rotating correctly over towards the A site. So the 3 versus 3 here. Teleports are put back into cave. That way you can easily dodge back out, and after the spike is down, the post plants can be a little bit easier. This wall provide a little more for them as well. But there's the 3 down. Oh, it's gonna miss though. Natsuki brings it down into the 1 versus 1. Knows where the Sova is. There's nowhere to turn her attention.
30 seconds left. Thrifty.
And there it is, Elisa. 3 headshots with the Sheriff. Amazing play from her, keeping X10 still in the running.
Indeed. So right now we are going to look at this quick replay right here. Orphan and Neri really did a good job in taking one down, but Alyssa with her flank capabilities as well is also doing the work. And just like that, they were able to really, get that fight going for X10, not really letting that match point get into Alter Ego Celeste just yet.
Don't get in my way.
Baby TZ just sitting in the corner of cave. They don't have to commit here. That spike is just going to sit in mid for now. They just want to take those fights. This position from Sky, I don't think Nab Sky would even check that. And so she's just going to keep walking by. And Sky may not actually be able to utilize that position at all. Meanwhile, over towards Tunnel. Sky has to pick one side. And they don't really need to stick themselves down inside of this A side just yet.
Tripwire destroyed.
But with these current positionings coming in, it's a little bit difficult to fight back with. The spike has made its way back. They are going to sit all 4 players out inside of the A site. And I think the big idea here is the flank from Sky. Muffin, though, may put an end to that right now. And there will be the first kill. Now Sky gets taken down. They lose their potential at splitting this site. That should be the indicator. We can't go here. They know we're trying to flank the A. And Spray Down's only going to find one. Baby TT and Polly put down a stalwart defense here in the A site. Only good for 1 kill this round, and that is going to be 11-9. X10 getting a little
Right
bit
here.
closer round after round. It's not over yet. Alter Ego, they still have a little mountain to climb here. Ayumi and Ineri on 27 and 22, nearly 50 kills combined. But this was not the right play. Continuing to push over into the A site, into that Viper's Pit. Just not an inspired idea there. And so a little bit more thought here required. Ayumi is going to try and pick up an ult orb and try and use that in this round. Ineri does have enough to afford a rifle, so it's still a full buy here. Muffin has to be the player to get shut down. This defense with his hand, oh dear, walking out Ineri.
Not the best tactic over there by Ineri, to say the least, but Muffin also secures Ayumi in towards B side. Suddenly the game sense really went higher and higher for the side of X10Crit. Now we are seeing a slowly change of pace here as X10Crit is slowly dominating, or at least getting their streaks for these remaining rounds. Viper's Pit will be placed by Oreophilia using the Hunter's Fury. Not going to detect anymore, but also places it in a position where Polly can take down Nabsky. That's going to be the spike here. Spike is going to be planted as well, using the toxins to force a reposition. Baby TZ just went in straight to the Viper's Pit. That's going to be a flawless fight for X10Crit. Just one more, and we are going to see a tie in scoreboards.
I've got your
It's going to be a call for a timeout as well, again, for at least for the second half for Alter Ego Celeste. Once more, trying to reset everything and trying to be able to really get that match point going, and really try their best to get that second point into their hands. But X10Crit as well, being a formidable opponent for Alter Ego Celeste here. And take note, this is also their map pick, so they do have the capability to tie things out, but it's going to be still on gameplay at the end of the day. So looking at how they buy their items at the moment, Ayumi, I think, is ready for the tour de force here, and of course, as well as the other members getting their rifles done and ready. Interesting enough how Ayumi doesn't have an armory yet, or maybe she'll. There you go. And then for the side of X10Crit, we do see an operator in the hands of Muffin, very much effective for usage from the last round. So we do see a Phantom and 3 Vandals to
You want
spare
to
here
play?
as well
Let's
for
play.
their side.
Oh, do they check this? Double doors. It has to be a place where, there it is. Ayumi had to use that tour de force to open things up. Muffin getting shut down. That's a very bad thing. A missed shot there, but a great teleport away. Good thing. That forward thinking is exactly what keeps Ayumi alive. And there he gets the kill. Baby TZ trays, but as long as Ayumi is alive with the ult in hand, there's still some damage to be done here. Meanwhile, Iceberg getting shut down by Polly. That's not good news. They have just lost their Sova. They lose a lot of information. Baby TZ still sitting over inside of the B site.
Tripwire
Nabsky
destroyed.
may not be expecting this peak to come in, although
Tripwire
Baby TZ
destroyed.
doesn't go for the peak, instead just hides in the back of the side.
Cage triggered.
Indeed. And looking at this right now, that's going to be a fake plan. Ayubi will be taking one down, though, from the behind. Onabsky with a quick wit is able to get one, but look at that. Polly was able to take Nabsky down, but Oriofield with the toxins takes
Match
her
point.
down for the cleanup to get this potential match point.
Poison orb emitting.
It's good positioning here from X10 in a lot of these situations. And unfortunate shots not really landing where they're supposed to. Alter Ego, they lose a bit of money, but they do have enough to buy here. They have all the utility they need. X10 need to find 2 rounds here. This is their map pick. They have to feel like they are able to win this. They're keeping the game close, but Alter Ego still doing the Alter Ego thing.
Indeed. So here we do see again Alter Ego Celeste being very much cautious here towards mid side. I feel like they do want to use this area as well this time, simply because they are able to really play around the map, and that if they are able to get that opportunity to play for the peaks, like I feel like there is a moment where they can take advantage of this turf. So look at this, all of the utilities just taking it down, and Muffin is still able to shut down an area in the process. Alyssa for the trade, we get a double for Muffin as well, and Navsky a little bit of a kill or a trade, but Muffin secures the third. Slowly but surely, we're seeing Muffin go online here for the team, and right now Ayumi, being the only member alive, I think she knows that there are certain
30
people
seconds left.
trying to basically sandwich her up to this point. Because look, Jinny is positioning herself towards mid, going in towards mid doors. I feel like she's gonna be seen anytime soon. But look at this, already pre-aimed right here. Ayumi still takes one, but I don't think she will be expecting Jinny in the process. And Jinny will be securing that point for them, not letting that 13-11 to happen.
Very dangerous, but that does put the money down really low for the remaining players of Alter Ego. That overtime is looking a lot more likely now, and if we do go into overtime, that operator becomes no longer an issue. Nice attempt there from Ayumi as well to try and get that final kill onto Jinny. 30 HP left on Jinny in that scenario. But that is all they have to work with here. Neri has activated her ult for this round. 3 Vandals, a Spectre, and perhaps a dash into this B side.
Indeed, and here we are once again in towards the site. Alter Ego Celeste has to make things work. At this point, that's going to be a dash in. Beautiful, secure by Ayumi. But Polly and Jinny will be taking a trade of their own. Will be detecting Polly with that recon, but before it's destroyed, Polly, however, will still secure one. That's going to be the Viper's spit for Polly. Will be spotting out one. It's going to be another. That's going to be a push for Oreo denying fully the Viper's spit. But Muffin is in here. We are heading to overtime.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Both these teams, a lot of struggle with their attacking sides, and they're trying to do the right thing this time around. Alter Ego, before that spike even goes down, they were trying to get those kills going, but I think that Viper Pit would have actually helped a lot more in that scenario. Ophelia out in the open after that fact, and a long-range fight impossible with a Spectre in hand. The one player they had to have left behind would be the one with a Spectre, because that's of course how it goes. X10, they use one of their timeouts because this is the side that is the most difficult to play on, and so they are going to use their pause wisely just to fight back in this first attacker side in overtime.
Indeed. Again, this is also a really good call for a timeout for X10, because anything can go for a reset here. But you gotta commend Alter Ego Celeste in here as well for really putting up such a very, very close fight against X10Crit, knowing that they still do have or X10 does have the map advantage for this side. So now we are seeing another operator in the hands of Inari and Vandals and Phantoms for the other team. Meanwhile, X10 will go on full Vandal. I feel like they're gonna go head on and straight to a site potentially, and maybe, you know, try to take away members of Alter Ego Celeste in the process. But right now, looking at how they're placed in towards the minimap, I feel like they will attempt to create more of a rush play here, simply because they're, other than they're basically stacked. Look at that wall already arranged to be in to narrow down their options in entering the site as well, to give that a little bit more into leaning towards X10Crit. Oh.
Straight into the site, as you called it. You love to see it. Caster predictions on point. But does this result in what they're looking for? Because Muffin is very low on HP. Inari has found one. Ayumi's found one. It's down to a 3 versus 5. Again, this attacker side is so difficult. Iceberg finding Muffin through the smoke. Not even an implied kill.
enemy
That was
remaining.
just there. That just happened. And the defuse too far away to stop it from happening. You're looking at a 13 to 12.
Again, this is basically our grand finals, ladies and gents, and of course Alter Ego Celeste. You can really see
Switching
the
sides.
amount
Match
of
point.
patience, and of course their team synergy driven in towards that in winning that first overtime here, getting to 13-12. But X10Crit once again, they're very much efficient as well with their defenders sided. Hence the reason why they were able to catch up to the scores at the moment. So Alter Ego Celeste, they have to basically find a way to try to do a similar thing. Maybe try to create a diversion play somehow, create presence towards the site, maybe play for peaks first, or take, like similar to earlier, take that man advantage, and potentially maybe it could work for Celeste. But right now, seeing how Muffin is already prepared in cave with this operator, and looking at how dispersed Alter Celeste is, I really do feel like they're just waiting for these presents. A little bit of a miss there as well on towards mid.
So they do have a good amount of mid control here. They don't know where that operator is playing from, but they're about to find out as the wall has just gone up over towards the A site. Drone is looking for a target, may actually spot Muffin in her position. Trailblazer has spotted her. Bit of damage done. And oh my goodness, Neri coming in for the double door because no one was watching it. Ayumi's going to find one as well. That's Neri finding another one. And that's going to be the 3K on the entry. And I think they may have just done it. This is a 2 versus 5 on a retake
enemy remains.
against an operator that's just found Ginny. And it's all down to Baby Team Z. Their map pick, it looks like they may have just lost it.
Oh, and there you
Attackers
go. The 3K for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, being able to win game number 2 and the last round getting a flawless fight. And of course, back there, really the intensity of it all. And just like that, Jaeger, Alter Ego Celeste potentially match point at least throughout the series, getting that 2-0 for now. And on the third map, we are going to see another Alter Ego Celeste map pick here, and I'm pretty much excited to see how X10 is, really, potentially, force it out to game number 4 perhaps, or maybe Alter Ego Celeste is really much back on their forms into getting, potentially game 3. But for game number 2, it was very, very close, as we see the scoreboards right here, Jaeger.
36 kills for Ayumi. Muffin, the MVP for X10, only managed to get half of her kills from that game. One MVP has hit 30 kills for both games now, and Neri getting into the third, I think it was 35, and then Ayumi on 36. This is... There seem to be an internal competition with themselves, not with the enemy team. It's who can get the most kills. So, I'm not getting into the 30s yet. Let's get into overtime so I have more opportunities. It's incredible to see Alter Ego doing this much, and that was on X10's map pick. Now you're jumping into the third map. You've just lost your map pick. You're going into a map that favors the playstyle of Alter Ego, and you're going in at 2-0 with Alter Ego only needing one more. Their map pick, their style of map, after just winning on a map that doesn't even suit them, and everything at this point is so difficult for X10 to be able to fight back. Ayumi here, MVP, hecking MVP out there, 27% headshot rate, doesn't even need them considering how often she was using the tour de force, but 382 average combat score. Solid stuff from Ayumi, trading places with Neri every now and then. But who is the frag queen of Alter Ego?
I mean, this is again the advantages of a team having, multiple duelists that also has the capability to be very much versatile in terms of their role pickings. And Ayumi and of course Inari is basically one of many to boot. And again, the synergy coming in from these two girls as alongside the other three lovely ladies is what really makes them, stand strong here. Looking at the highlights very quickly in towards this game, looking at that, Ayumi with just her game senses as well, with Oreophilia and the gang being able to cover up for each and everyone. And yeah, that's basically like a GG for this game number 2. But then again, X10Crit still has that chance to force ourselves into game number 4, in which, again, this is the last, take for them to really fight for the throne.
Well played. I mean, both teams really put up a big fight here. We saw so much potential. Muffin had some great moments in this game as well. And these defenses, the comeback was absolutely real, considering how well Alter Ego managed to be all the way up to that point, that halfway point. There was a pull away and there was a fight straight back into it, and they still managed to do it. But it takes them into overtime, but at the very end there, they have the exact right strategy to close things up. So there you go, Alter Ego 2-0 now up against X10. And well, we may have one more map to go. We may have 3. It depends on how well X10 can play in these next 3 maps, because Alter Ego, they've got 1 foot in the door already for Grand Champion winner here at the Open 3. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before anything else, we'll be taking a short break and we'll be heading into that 3rd map. So don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
The game is on, and welcome back everyone to the Valorant Game Changers APAC Series FSL Open 3. And of course, we will be your casters for today's Grand Finals. My name is Saya, and with me is Jaeger. Of course, earlier you guys have seen tremendous and outstanding performances for both sides of our team, but this is an interesting and of course quite expected turnaround of events wherein Alter Ego Celest still was able to prevail in the first two games that we have had. And of course on Breeze, quite the very close fight as well. As you know, we expected that X10Crit will be getting that map, but again, Alter Ego Celest was able to thrive into victory, and now we are going to head on to Split once again, wherein Alter Ego Celest is going to pick this map, and Defender Sided will start off once more with X10Crit. And here, this is going to be a very interesting fight, Jaeger, since the stakes are quite higher this time for the side of X10Crit, since they haven't being able to secure a point here for the series.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it even comes down to this, considering the last time we saw X10 playing, and it was against Alter Ego, during that game, we saw it go 2-0 the other direction, right? It was X10, they were so in charge, Aneri wasn't performing, Ayumi wasn't performing, they were on maps they weren't really comfortable on, and now they've turned things around, right? They beat them on the map that they lost the 2-0 on, which is on Bind, and then they've jumped into Fracture before, which is like one of the big maps, and going up on Breeze as well. That is exactly the kind of playstyle they needed to show us, to send out, to be able to win that. So they've actually managed to take their map pick, they managed to take X10's map pick, and now they're going back onto their map pick, and I mentioned it before, but it's so difficult to try and beat someone, especially even not just in aim, not just in your strats, your mental game going into this game as well is going to be really difficult. So I think that X10, if they want to have a chance here, they need to try and have a little mental reset in between the game. They only get really 5 minutes, 10 minutes in between the games to try and screw their heads on backwards, right? They want to put it back on and just try and look at it in a different light, right? It's like, okay, guys, 3 in a row, we can do this. Just take it one round at a time. And they need to be a lot more observant. What I'm seeing right now is not too much of changes being made, considering how they've been playing, how they've been reacting to the way that Alter Ego have been playing. They have almost a set idea in their head of how to react to something, and to make it work, they'll keep repeating it, they'll keep doing it. They kept going for those retakes the only real changes they made was the operator and Handsome Muffin changing positions from pyramids to double doors. One time they put her over towards tunnels. That worked out, actually. When they actually tried to go for that mid control, that worked out for them. But they didn't repeat that. They didn't try and mix things up a little bit more, put some other players over on different positions, try and stack 3 players over towards other sides. They weren't predicting really well as well. There was a lot of just set pieces and trying to react. And that can work on some occasions, but not against Alter Ego. Alter Ego, they're doing their thing, and if you let Aneri and Ayumi run away with their playstyle, you're going to have a very difficult game.
Indeed, and of course, again, we've mentioned this time and time again. Number one, if you give the opportunity for Alter Ego Celest to really go in that momentum with the likes of Aneri and Ayumi, aided by the other members of the team, they will be doing it with no hesitations. Number two, Alter Ego Celest has the capability to adapt to any even the most dire of situations, and this is where X10Crit has to very much watch out for these specific instances. But then again, on the other side of the coin, X10Crit also has that capability to undergo clutch moments as well. Even though it will be leading into their demise, surprisingly their aim duels are quite on point, making them win a certain amount of winning streaks throughout our set of rounds. But right here in towards the Asian Select here on Split, we will be seeing a Neon in the hands of Baby TZ. Ginny will be using the Breach, Alyssa for the Chamber, Polly will be Astra, and Muffin for the Raze. Double duelist lineup for the side of X10Crit. Meanwhile,
Choose
for
your
Alter Ego
agent.
Celeste, they will be basing it on a more fundamental way, wherein Ineri will be still sticking with the Raze, Nabsky as the Killjoy, Iceberg for the Breach, KO for Oreophilia for much added initiation, and of course, finally, as their smoker is going to be the Omen, and this is going to be an interesting feat because some, I feel like they would prefer Brimstone here in this specific map, simply because Brimstone does have that extra smoke to work with, plus the Sting Beacons and the Molly does work wonders when placed timely. But then again, Omen does have that situational cases where in shrouded steps can really catch you off guard, especially if you don't really know to which direction this Omen plays at. And of course, in terms of the KO as well, KO has been very much effective with smaller maps such as these. So I'm pretty excited how our teams are going to play off with this, certain variety of agents.
Let's see, that agent pick is actually already finished here. We didn't get to see it in effect, but I mean, it's with the idea coming in here with the chamber. I love having the chamber on split. You can jump between the sites really, really quickly. It makes for the defenses to be a lot more efficient, and you don't need a jet. You can have that be your operator player and still get the information in case someone tries to go into your backlines or whatever else. On the other side, they haven't gone for that. They've gone for the Killjoy. I understand that completely as well. We've seen Killjoy defenses on the A site. It worked wonders against Bren as well. And so, why not? Why not bring that to the party here? And, Breach, always a great flasher. I feel like Breach gets played quite often, but really doesn't get talked about enough. The fact that Breach has such an efficient playstyle, especially on these sites, Rolling Thunder can clear the entirety of both of these sites. So much effectiveness. Having that Omen as well, the paranoia that can come into play. You do get some flashes coming off of the KO. I really don't recommend KO's flashes for team play. That's why you do have that Omen there, because the flashes just aren't as effective with your team. There's a good amount of time before the flash pops, and when the flash does pop, normally your enemies will have turned away already, and you're having to walk in backwards to avoid that flash as well. Paranoia allows for a flash that lasts quite a long time compared to a flash from a KO. And then, of course, your quintessentials, you need to have a raise when you're on split. It's just the way it goes. Something about the Brazilian Queen in the Japanese map just makes sense. There's tight corners. There's so many places where you can hide. So many places that can get shelled out with a paint shell or botted out with a boom bot.
Indeed, and right now we are going to see how the games are going to be played here. Looking at the minimap real quick on how Alter Ego Celeste is positioned. Again, if they are given the opportunity, once again, I've been emphasizing this for quite some time now, because it's basically quite the fact at this point. They're given the opportunity, they will do so with no hesitations. I feel like a rush push is going to happen here anytime soon. Liking, however, how X10Crit is 3 stacked there as well, just to give a bit more of information to, potentially deny that said aggression here. Unless they are to be, they are to be taking a bit of a look on this potential smoke that I feel like Ayumi's going to place in either the likes of B Heaven or Vents, but it's all gonna depend on how X10Crit is gonna react here. But we are going to start it up with the games here. And as said, rush push, not really that much. I feel like they're just gonna play for peaks here instead. What they're gonna do? Look at that tap, and Neri, what? And Neri, what's making a double for Neri as well? Looking at her being very much a superwoman at this point in time. Game sense plus headshot level crosshair, very much effective, giving her 3K already. And they're already planting into one of the sides. Is another ace? No! It's going to be shut down by Polly, but that 4K is enough to give so much control, getting their first point.
You remember me talking about the mental going into this game and how, you gotta start it off on a good note, try and take it one round at a time. This is not helping them at all. And Neri running in, getting a 4K, no utility sent out to really counter them. It was all set up in all the wrong places and just no way of fighting back. Polly does manage to stop Neri from getting an ace at least. That would have probably sent them over the edge. but they still only lose one player, and she still made so much money from that round. Has 800 left over after buying the Spectres. They're looking to just convert this round. Out goes the Boombot, they're pushing with it. There is on the ground one star to work with. Ineri just speed. She doesn't want to slow down, she just wants to keep going. And that is the power of Ineri. She is angry, as you say.
Angry indeed, starting things off with the 4K, but right now Polly is able to get one, but Oreo will be taking that trade, but actually he's killing her with the swarm grenade that she had, or the grenade that she had. And Ineri taking 2 before Alyssa could shut her down in towards backside. 3 versus 2. Manpower still in favor in the eyes of Alter Ego Celeste. This could be what a collateral, but not enough as Iceberg shuts her down completely, leaving Alyssa alone here in alley. They do know where she is at the moment, but look at this, the judge play by Ayumi once more, securing the second round.
You're securing the second round.
What?
Anyway. 2 rounds very quickly coming out from Alter Ego. They're looking confident at the very least. They have lost a couple of their weapons, and so not a great anti-eco considering how many weapons they did lose, which means they do have to save a little bit of money in the next round, because we will be seeing X10 buying properly going into round number 3. So they might get an upgraded weapon, maybe a pistol. There you are going to see 3 sheriffs, 1 Spectre, and 1 judge. That's what we're going to be using here to try and do some damage. Perhaps mid-control. See where the Spike is sitting right now inside of Ramen. They will try and go for that mid-control and perhaps split towards the A side. But these weapons really aren't suited for going up against the Vandals, against, I was going to say the Phantoms, but there are no Phantoms whatsoever. They're all about the one-taps here, not about the sprays.
Definitely, and just you know, a quick trivia. This is also the same composition of Alter Ego Celeste here on Split that they fought against Bren. Yes, I mean, initially we do see that Oreo and Ayumi would kind of like swap positions. You know, usually Ayumi with the initiator or the other likes, and then Oreo as the smoker sometimes. But right now, this is basically the lineup that they used from earlier. So I really do like it, them using it now, but look at this Muffin, however, takes the Mary with the facial, making a double, actually in here towards Heaven, securing the Spike's location. Iceberg, though, will be having that 10 plus. A little bit of outnumbered as well, as Polly taps her down, and only Ayumi being the member alive here as well. He has that judge play, get a little bit of that spray down. Not sure if they already know that Ayumi is here in the vicinity. Ayumi does know that, you know, people are outnumbered in here. Not gonna be another because Judge can only go so far. And Baby TZ does secure that kill back there, getting their first point here. But again, figure that was bonus to say the least. So I feel like it's gonna be another interesting round once Alter Ego really does possess those rifles at hand.
Yeah, now they can answer back in kind. Areophilia doesn't have full armor, so we'll be lacking a little bit in that department, but everything else seems to be okay. Now Sky will make sure no one's going for those flanks, and Neri's going to have all the nades, the boom bots, and the satchel she needs. And, well, Ayumi's going to have the Paranoia available alongside the Vandal in play. And actually has a good amount of money left over as well, Ayumi, so even if they lose this round, she will have a bit of money to do some extra damage on the upcoming round. But let's see what X10 can do here on their defense, as 3-4 players actually over towards the B side. Baby TZ might bite off a little bit more than you can chew there, and Eri will be peeking in, taking that first kill. Out comes a little bit of a shock from our boy Breach, and Ayumi decide pushing into Garage.
Indeed. So right
You've given us a bit of a shock, sorry.
And then right now, in towards B Heaven, still populated by the likes of Alter Ego Celeste, really taking that patience game to a whole different level. Then we do see the Boombot will detect the presence of Ayumi here, and Neri, Iceberg, and Nabsky, just like that, like a trinity, you know, to really secure that site towards B. Pretty sure they will be planting that spike already down, and Alyssa being just trying to go for some exit frags. That's going to be one, but not going to be another, as Neri goes for the hunt.
And they only lose a single player in that round, Iceberg, the sole victim. Even though Areophilia was the only one with like lacking armor, they only lose one player. That is a decisive take. Again, attacker side coming in from Alter Ego is just a very difficult thing to play against.
Indeed. And of course, looking at things right now in towards our games, Alter Ego Celeste, I feel like they're sitting quite comfortably in here towards the first few rounds of our match. And the fact that they are able to play along the lines of them being aggressive and them not. But look at this, that jiggle peek, they're not really enough as Baby TZ is able to take a Yumi down in the process. So I like the quick retreat there for any potential, double or triple peek that could have come from. It's basically their safety at that point. So let's see if they are to be, shaken by the current presence. That's going to be one from Inari. Alisa for the trade, taking Nabsky down in the process in towards A main, denying that potential flank. And Neri goes into the corner, spots out the arm once again, but Muffin secures the kill instead. Look at all of that utilities happening in there, but still Iceberg survives the fiasco. And now they are choosing the means to rotate. But look at this right now. Both Baby TZ and Ginny tries to go for Garage here, but they're still in the
enemy remaining.
Baby TZ, however, with the
Spike
quick
down,
blitz, was
B.
able to spot out
30
Iceberg
seconds left.
pixel peak, and only forcing Oreophilia to be remaining on towards this map. Not gonna plant the spike. I feel like she wants to secure these peaks. Oh, a bit of a whip coming in from there, and Ginny secures it, getting their second.
That is a little bit unfortunate. A perfect flash followed by an imperfect spray is just... You kind of wish you could exchange those, don't you? But a nice try there as well. The fact that Inari doesn't get this kill, that was a wallbang headshot, crossed her right over her face, but just the wall being a little bit too thick in that particular spot. And what a shot from Baby TZ as well. I didn't really pay attention to this, but the fact that they have the neon means that they do have extra walls to work with and concussions. These are things that you get from having, it's very rare that you get good concussions going. Really, the only one that can do it properly is the Astra. But having so many ways to disable with this team, very important, I think, for X10. And Neon going for those speed peaks just to avoid taking damage. I think that was really useful earlier on. Iceberg's going to hold this angle. Baby TZ, getting a little bit antsy. Sometimes it pays to just be a little bit patient.
Indeed. Exactly. And of course, look at this as well for Iceberg being patient to try and get this concussed down. And Neri, however, will be spotting one as well. Will be using that paint shells in towards the corner. Here with the judge place once more with Ayumi. Will be having that paranoia and the rolling thunder as well. Ayumi secures a kill and a gun to boot, but that's gonna be the smoke. But it's gonna be spotted by Muffin in here in towards going screen. So again, a flash just so that they can reposition themselves fairly for this post-plant positions. Notice how Nabsky as well is in vents, maybe trying to get a little bit of that information going on. Screens, however, attempted double peek, I guess, for both Polly and Muffin. So it's not gonna get another one down here. And Neri will be shutting down Polly in the process. Nabsky as well in towards the heaven, places the turret there for a safe open plant and a post position. But then again, Oreophilia with the right click classic ends it and bounces back from a round that they've lost on the previous one.
Definitely not a whiff that time around. Oreophilia, just a little bit of redemption. Ayumi here, that was a very aggressive move. A flash comes out immediately, she just wants to keep pushing. She had the judge, she knew she had to get a little bit closer. If she had waited on the other side of the smoke, I think she would have had the same result, but a nice attempt still. And they've actually broken the economy here for X10, so they will be onto those pistols once again. Alter Ego, now another opportunity to extend their lead. And that's the last thing X10 want at the moment. Again, it is up 2-0 Alter Ego. And Neri is already inside the site. They've got Gamble staying up in heaven. They're rotating over from the B site. That spike can go down.
Definitely. Again, once more, a potential retake for the side of X10 is going to happen here. 3 ults are ready for X10Crit here. Baby TZ does have the option to be aggressive and use her ult, but then again, that is going to be quite the risk because she kind of needs that follow-up if that is, to be the case. Using that concuss as well that also signals the members again. But Ayumi very much watching flank will be also paranoying the members here in towards lobby. That's gonna be one, make it a triple kill for her. But there's gonna be the trade from Alyssa taking that 2K, and Eri with 2 kills as well of her own will be avenging the falling comrades and gets their 5th point here. Really looking smooth for Alter Ego Celeste at the moment.
A lot of utility weapons, ults used just to try and do a little bit of damage in that round. They don't manage to take more than 2 down at a time. And that's really on the back of Eliza there. And they've got some money to work with. 5K in the hands of Iceberg, 4K for Ayumi. So plenty left over. And, well, going for a bit of a force here. X10. Wait, Baby TZ can actually pick up a Vandal, but she chooses to pick up the Spectre instead, perhaps just to use the ult in this scenario.
There.
Push going forward, but there's the ult just to shut it down immediately. Muffin and Polly, though, will both be finding kills. Ayumi gets one in exchange. 3 versus 3 now, but HP advantage is over towards X10. Let's see if they have whatever else it takes they need. Whatever they need, or what it takes to get into this side. As the shutdown from Oreophilia, she is definitely not whiffing anymore. Muffin shut down immediately. Ginny does pick on Ayumi. That's a big kill to find. And oh dear. In this position, he knows. We've seen that kill happen before. In 1 versus 2.
Enemy remaining.
I thought it was going to be a clutch back there, but Ginny, very much quick on her feet, manages to really, frag or trade for Muffin in that process as well. But then again, you did mention it. We have seen this kill before, and we have seen it once again. Then again, Oreophilia didn't really have much to do at that point, since the Rolling Thunder was there, and she was still in the state of being concussed at that time. So 3 to 5 here, not really going too far off. And X10Crit really wants to get this potential tie into their name. And here, just a little bit of a quick spray down for X10, for Muffin, and for Baby TZ here, just to get that crossfire going as well. It's going to be a pull from Heaven. Liking the discipline, however, that they were able to get away. Knocked down to be concussed as well. A bit of a trade respectively, but Ayumi already in backside was able to get 2 in the process. Bit flashing the team members as well. But in towards stairs, I'm not sure if they are going to anticipate this, because look at this.
Planted.
This specific skill, though, will telegraph their location at this point. That's going to be the suppress from Oreophilia. They do not want that utility to be used by these 2. Look at this. Guess what? It's going to be another. Takes a little peek there, but Alyssa goes for the shutdown. Low on HP is the cost. Oreophilia cleans it up for the crew.
Nice little attempt there to bring it back into the 2 versus 2, but well, I say 2 versus 2. It was a 2 versus 3. This position from Iceberg, they completely overlook it. And sure, it's the Spectre wins out in that particular fight, but the Spectre is also what beats Eliza there as well. Oreophilia, you don't point out Oreophilia's whiffs, because she will come back very, very strong.
Indeed. I mean, it's very much seen as well from her performance here lately, and the fact that Oreophilia, it's sometimes it's not necessarily her getting the kills, but the fact that she's able to provide that space so that the other members can get the kills for her is, it's something that Alter Ego Celeste can consider at the moment. But now this is going to be a quick timeout here for the side of X10Crit. I do like this decision of X10Crit to time it out the moment Alter Ego Celeste reaches 6 points, because again, their new main objective here is to tie up the points with the remaining rounds in this half. The second one is to break the economy as much as possible against Alter Ego Celeste. But right now, since Alter Ego Celeste did win that 6th round, they are currently in the state of them saving because of the, again, economic disparity per se. So 2 sheriffs, 2 armors for the side of X10Crit. They can go for that thrifty, but it's quite risky because Alter Ego, knowing this, look at that. Boombot shifts to a different target, and Neri takes one down. That's going to be the satchel here. Will be taking another, not letting Alyssa get that reaction going.
That is so gross from Ineri. In fact, that first fight against Ginny, they realized they were both whiffing their shots, and so Ineri just stopped and started tapping the body until she was dead. I mean, it works in that scenario, and when you know your opponent well enough, but 2 kills in the entry, and you're going up against these remaining pistols, you're looking at a potential 3 and 7 here. But I'm just wondering, is there the potential, is there the chance for that 3-9 curse to come into play against Alter Ego? Because Ayumi, Napsky doing their thing, and Eri finding Muffin as well. 3 and 7, there's the scoreline. Do they get to 3-9?
It's possible, but at the same time, X10Crit still can, go at least for the last or at least for the last rounds that we have. They can force it into a 7-5 if, again, because here at the moment, we are seeing some amount of untimely positioning for the side of X10. Like they're somehow being shaken by the fact that Alter Ego Celeste is very much speed in terms of taking control of a map right here, and it's very much demonstrated during that A take previously. Now look at this Alyssa with 66 HP as well. That's going to be the lockdown for Nabsky as well. Look at that beautiful fault line from the breach. Quick transition of target by Ineri here. They know that someone is in backside. Beautiful flash from Oreophilia, letting Ineri take the 3. And now she is going in towards the hell side here. She's down and will use the pain shells here. Not enough to get that gun out. Polly takes 2, taking advantage of that position. Ayumi from behind takes 1, and Iceberg to secure it, getting the 8th point. And I mean, as much as X10Crit does have the capability to get the points, Alter Ego Celeste is not giving them that chance.
Look at the confidence. They'd taken the side at that point. They sent Killjoy down mid to try and flank. Ayumi thought, I'm not waiting for this flank. Teleported up into the smoke to get the flank onto Heaven there, onto Nabsky. Sorry, not onto Nabsky, I think it was onto Muffin. But yeah, that was they're getting incredibly confident here. That 3-9, again, it's looking very possible.
Very possible indeed for the side of Alter Ego Celeste at the moment. But right now, that's going to be a welcome APTV showstopper. Will it get just 1? Still surviving here. Alyssa from the corner takes Oreophilia down. But the showstopper once again will be taking Ineri down to the trade. Again, another paint shells for mid. Tried to take more control than what they can offer. Alyssa, however, will be taking 1 before Nabsky shuts her down. 3 versus 2. Alyssa with 5 HP and the Dream. Looking at all of these utilities from Ali. Spike is gonna go down. That's actually a fake. Beautiful tap by Iceberg as well. And a bit of a frag from Nabsky, but Polly takes it down. So that's gonna be Rolling Thunder. Will not concuss as Polly just goes for the push, getting that 8-4 instead.
That is a very, very inspired move there from Polly. Just to push ahead of it just a little bit, just to make sure it wasn't affecting her. And Iceberg, not considering the possibility that maybe she doesn't get concussed, just backs away immediately instead of taking the fight with rifle in hand. Had plenty of HP remaining there. Just unfortunate. It should have been Iceberg watching that position, but that is how the cookie crumbles sometimes, in the words of Stratters, as we hit the 4-8 score line here. And Alter Ego, they're still looking good. Despite losing that last round, that could have easily gone their way still. But X10, we're seeing some signs of life, right? We've seen that they do have the capabilities here and there. The biggest thing right now is Ineri, right? Ineri, I think she has 20 kills right now at the halfway mark. That's in 12 rounds. She had 19 going into the previous round. So, just as a reference point for how well she's doing here, Alter Ego is still looking very fired up. They don't look like they want to slow down anytime soon. X10, they may still have some heat that can gather up inside them, a little bit more motivation behind them. I can't help thinking they're not playing as well as they did the last time we saw these two teams play against each other. I'm not sure if that's because it's just Alter Ego not letting them play that way, or if this is maybe a day for them not to feel as good as they did on that particular day. But if that's the situation, it just goes to show that Alter Ego, they are able to be consistent when it matters the most.
Indeed, and of course, looking at how Alter Ego Celeste is, performing at the moment, they're not really giving any amount of breather for the side of X10Crit at this point, because they're baiting out the utilities, forcing them to reposition, and their crosshairs are already pre-aimed at that said spot, really shutting them down before they can actually commit into a strategy or a tactic that X10 is initially planning to do. And since this is 4-8, this is still a viable scoreline for them to really bounce back from the second half, because anything can still happen here at this point. And for the side of XN, I think they just really need the timing to be favorable in their hands, because that's what we have been observing here towards the first half of the game. Looking at the stats real quick right here, if I'm not mistaken, this time around, XN is going to be the attacker side, if I may. And looking at their attackers on split, it's at above average. So they still do have, the capability of being able to control a site similar to what Ineri did from earlier. It's just, again, a matter of their timing. Because if Alter Ego Celeste is able to bring them down before they could even enter the site, then that is going to be a problem for X10. Seeing the defender-sided round win rate of Celeste, it's basically at 80%. So you gotta consider that as well.
Well, this would be a good starting point if they can get this pistol round going in their favor. Completely avoiding a flash there, but it was just sent out. You can hear the noise being made. It's just like a little indicator that there are some people in play. And look at the utility being sent out. How far away they have to go. Baby TZ gets caught by the paint shells.
And again, time is very much unlikely for her. Iceberg takes one more for the trade. Ineri will be taking her second kill. Ayumi, before that smoke even pops up, gets one, and 3K to clean up the crew once more. Ineri pops off, getting that 9 point.
I thought we might be looking at potential 5 and 8 there, but this jump into the site, very uninspired, I feel like. There should have been some flashes, there should have been utility all over the place. Instead, they went for a bunch of face value peaks there, a bunch of just raw fights, and they result on the losing end of it, because Ineri up to 25 kills now, Ayumi on 11. Ayumi on 11? That's how well Ineri is playing right now. Her teammates don't even have to gather that many kills for them to have a 5-round lead.
Indeed. Not sure if Ineri meant for this to happen, but this time, that is going to be the trade-off. Take Baby TZ with the paint shell, I take you with the paint shell, says Muffin. And right now, I was about to mention that ACL is quite angry, but right now, the amount of utilities and control, look at that, covering heaven and screens away from AECL. This is going to be quite interesting, as this could be like a post-plant situation. Look at that triple peeking already. Isolated one. Is it going to be another? Why would you peek that one by one? Beautiful paranoia as well. And again, to push the shove, that's also one. Interesting how Ginny didn't appear in that process as well, but that's going to be a judge as well. And Ayumi takes 3 just simply by being patient in towards that screen. I felt like X10Crit kind of invested a lot of manpower in screens.
Yeah, I think a little bit too much, and then didn't even get a refrag when that peak came in. This particular fight, why is this isolated? Ayumi spots a little barrel there. You can see Ayumi spotted the barrel of the shotgun, just had to wait for it. But that shouldn't have been 3 individual fights. All 3 of them should have peeked there at the same time, picked up that Spectre, been able to fight back into the site. So strange plays from X10. They can buy in this round though, so hopefully we can just forget about that round and start focusing on X10 trying to secure this comeback, because we've seen this scoreline before. And also, Alter Ego, they struggled to close out the game from this scoreline. It went 10-4, 10-5, 10-6, and it went 11-7, 11-8, 11-9, 11-10, and then they both got to 12-12. I don't know if that's going to be the same case here, considering how well Alter Ego play this particular kind of map. Ineri, close range with the judge, forced it back with the paint shells. They're so good about making space with the utility.
Right now, as you mentioned, it getting that space really worked well, because Anarian alone being able to shove away 3 people from X10Crit, that's already a huge impact. And it also gives a certain amount of time for other members of Celeste to go and, you know, basically rotate towards our map right here. Look at this, a little bit too distracted towards the turret, but Muffin still is able to get that kill down. Iceberg for the trade, Ginny to refrag for the fallen comrade, Oreophilia as well to dwindle everything to a 3. Now V2 fight, and again that judge play coming in for Oreophilia is just too witty, and I feel like they already know that one is from APAC and site. So Ayumi is just going to isolate these fights respectively. Muffin will be taking one down. Polly is already prepared there in towards the back of the site. Not really the best of entries that you'd want to, but they were able to really get that going into their favor.
Some nice attempts there. They bring it down to the 2 versus 2, considering they only had bonus weapons. Now they can buy up. So yeah, X10 have gotten on the board here, but they're going to have to repeat that success one more time, because pushing into smokes, things like that, can cost you dearly. Ayumi decides to just stay on the judge for now, doesn't want to invest into anything less. Nabsky going to be picking up the Spectre. Everyone else, it's going to be the Vandals, it's going to be the Phantom, and they're going to be doing what damage they can here. But X10, on their offensive, they have some very strong weapons.
Shadows traveling.
Investing on weapons. I mean, for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, they're basically, you know, still in a quite comfortable position. But here, I feel like they're letting X10, you know, enter that said side. Because look at this, Inari just has to wait for the peak and immediately taking Muffin down.
Lysa up towards B Heaven. We'll be running into Iceberg in just a moment. Actually, never mind. Out comes a smoke. Actually, the flash works out perfectly. The double kill, nearly the triple. Maybe TC down to 70 HP, but what a great flash, what a great push. Inari right underneath, not making too much noise. There's the first kill. Dropped down, but Polly is able to turn around and get the kill. Misses the paranoia, but the shot with the judge is going to confirm the 11th point. Alter Ego are 2 rounds away from winning the grand finals here, 3-0.
Like, you know, it's not quite obvious in my voice, but I am already intensely and immensely, you know, sweating for all of this action that's happening right now. Looking at that quick replay back there, just look at the plays and the timing that Alter Ego Celeste is, you know, laying on the table for them. It's working really well. I haven't really seen much of a mistake in terms of how well they time in their utilities. Look at that. Oreophilia already detecting 5 complete members from lobby. That's a huge amount of information. Look at that. Swarm grenades, gets that flash before taking that peek. Will be whipping it off, but Showstopper will be getting one. Natsuki with a kill of her own gets that satchel from the behind, but then again they were able to pin them down into a flawless round, into a match point. Jaeger, this could be a 3-0 potentially from Celeste.
Yeah, this is such a big gap as well. There's no money left if they lose this round. I mean, sorry, even if they win this round, if they lose too many people, they won't have enough money going into the next round. Alter Ego have money left over just in case that happens, and 7 rounds to make up. We already knew going into this map that this is Alter Ego's preferred map. This is the kind of map where they get to play their style, and they've been dominating in it for so long. They're dominating here again. We were a little bit shaken by our confidence the last time we saw them play. They looked a little bit shaky. That's a little bit shaky, or you're feeling shut down by Elias to start things off. But they have definitely proven us wrong today. They have not faltered at all. Everything has been calculated. They've been playing their own game, and oh dear, not again. Going to be surviving that time around. But still found their way. Great flash there to make some space, and Neri getting shut down. Still 3 players left alive though. There's the first, looking for a second, and so much utility being used to keep them at bay.
Paranoia once again. Ayumi, this could be a test of a call right there. Springtime beautifully done only for Polly to get that shutdown, but it's only up to a 1v1. The timing is that that's gonna be a trickle peek, and of course Namsky wins it out, ladies and gentlemen. Alter Ego Celeste gets this grand finals with a 3-0.
That is a huge save. That is a huge save from the Omen there. Just one paranoia, a spray down for 3 people, almost made it a 4th Navsky just to clean up. Amazing play there from Alter Ego, and the clean 3-0 for them in these grand finals. They are still undisputedly the best female team in Asia.
Indeed, Alter Ego Celest still living up to their name ever since the last year's Opens up until now for this year's Open 3. Undefeated, still into their thrones. Alter Ego Celest wins it out. But then again, at the same time, kudos to X10Crit for, basically getting a series away from them that's also in the history books and giving us very much close fights here, despite that fact. Looking at the scoreboards real quick right here, Ineri once again with more than 300 ACS, like 463 ACS, 2.9 KDA, 29 up in her name. But of course, Muffin as well for her team, 13 kills, 236 ACS, and 1.3 KDA respectively. The other members as well have been doing their team participation accordingly for this one, and right now it's just really going up and beyond. Alter Ego Celeste still living into their names, getting those highlights, getting those shots, and also objectives here, getting 13.3k into their name. In terms of damage, 16.5% headshot here, 12 frag wins, but both are still in line with objective wins.
Alter Ego, you look back across those maps, the two of those names that really stand out, of course, this girl, Ineri, and the other being Ayumi. Those two have shown up just an absolute storm today, and they have looked absolutely incredible. Ineri dropping 29 kills on this map, dropped 35 in the first map. She dropped in the second map. Ayumi was up there on 36, but still, she's dropped incredible number of kills in this best of 3, and who's to say how many she would have gotten if we had gone the entire distance, right? 4 maps, 5 maps, she could be looking at 100 kills for Ineri alone. She has really grown as an individual player. Like, you'd think that perhaps the rest of the scene starts catching up to Alter Ego just because of how unique individuals are still bringing up, but Ineri is getting a lot of these kills because her team is not only making those opportunities for her, but because she's practicing on her own and improving. She looks better here today than she did last year, and she just keeps getting better. And so I wonder how long she's going to be on this upward trajectory, because she seems to have such unlimited potential. The entire team does. Alter Ego, sometimes they'll falter. You can't always be 100% perfect, but when they're playing, when they're on their peak performance, they look unstoppable.
Definitely, and it's very much demonstrated to us here, especially in game number 3. Look at the usage, the amount of utilities at bay. Look at that beautiful flash for Ineri to have some space to get those frags coming, and Ayumi with that, final kills up in store. Showstopper again, no hesitations for Alter Ego Celeste to use, and this is the final moments wherein Ayumi takes 3 before Navsky, just really secured this round through and through. And just like that, our queens really proving to us that they are still up and above in towards the whole game changers open.
It almost feels like a best of 5 considering their last game. Considering they got 2-0'd by X10 before and they came back 3-0, that's a best of 5. And so, considering the fact that this was a best of 5 that they just 3-0'd, in all, it was still a win and a very dominating one by Alter Ego, and so well played to the girls in Alter Ego, and a really nice try from X10 as well. They managed to get quite a lot of points against them in a lot of the situations. It came down to the wire, even going into overtime in that second map, but just every single time Alter Ego were just able to clinch it away, and that is the difference right now, because they know how to close out a map, and that is such an invaluable skill to have as a pro player. And so all the other teams that joined have done an amazing performance, amazing players coming in from them, and still so much to look forward to from these girls. And so we still have a lot more tournaments still to come. You saw the calendar at the start of the stream. There are still many more opportunities for these girls to grow and to perhaps challenge Alter Ego at the end of the day.
Indeed, and of course, I know I've been seeing some posts of our girls back there as well, getting ready for the next Open. But this is the updated bracket that we have for at least the Open 3 and their journey over here. So I feel like Alter Ego Celeste really had that redemption arc come in during the when they were placed in the lower brackets. But this is history in the making itself. The fact that X10Crit was able to remain in the upper brackets is also one for the books. And here we also have to commend Bren Esports Victress for their fast and rapid growth as well. This is something that they haven't done from the previous Open, and now with a new name, new brand, and of course with a similar set of teams, they were able to create that huge amount of improvement. But then again, GG's to everyone who have participated in Open 3. But then again, our queens still remain strong here for the Open 3.
That's right, and so there you go, Alter Ego. We will be having a little talk with Annette in a little bit, just to talk about how that's been going through. But well, I'm not sure if we're jumping into it now. Okay, so we are jumping into the interview right now. So Annette, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the grand finals from today for the Open 3. Here she is talking to, is it us?
I mean, basically to us, like, hello, Aneri, are you here? can you give us a sign? But of course, I feel like we will be given that cue for a bit. Aneri, of course, will be the one that we'll be talking to. Okay, Aneri, hello, can you hear us? Aneri?
Hello? Can you hear me?
If you are here, please move the glass.
Give us a
Hello?
sign.
Give us a sign. Aneri. Okay, I'm not sure
hello?
if I can Hello, Aneri! There you
go.
go.
Hello.
There's her beautiful voice. Hi there, how are you first?
I'm feeling very happy right now, and yeah.
Pretty sure that you are. So what did you feel first about, I just want to ask this real quick, right? Since you guys were basically placed in the lower brackets during 2 days ago, what made you feel, or how did your team basically, cope up with that?
Well, losing to X10 and going to the lowest bracket, it made me so sad. But it kind of it taught me a lot about like resetting my mentality and just forgetting the match and just going forward.
Again, really, the reset of mentality is very there. And now facing firstly, foremost for Bren Esports Victress, I would like to know what are your impressions for that team specifically, and how were you guys able to really think on how to face this team?
So against Bren, I felt like the day before we were kind of struggling with like some players getting timing because they were holding their utility. So we just kind of decided, you know what, let's just play double duelist and just play like it's ranked.
I see. Hager, do you have any questions as well?
Yeah, and you look like you've improved since last year. Would you say you've put any work into your own individual performance, or has it been more of the team play that you've been focusing on?
For me, I think it's both, but I work on my individual like skills every day. I watch a lot of pro players, VODs. I kind of review my own games, and I just do my aim routine like every day and just improve myself.
Very much the consistency is always there. Just a quick question as well, Aneri. During this best of fives that we had, of course, we already expect you guys to win the first map. How about on the second one, which is Breeze? We did notice that in terms of like stat-wise, X10Crit does have that upper hand. So what kind of what was your impression about that, and what did you guys think about it whenever when you were about to face X10Crit in this specific map?
For the second map at Breeze, I was confident that we were gonna win, but we choked a bit. So I was like, oh my god, I don't wanna go to like a fourth map or something. So we kind of pulled a tactical timeout, right? And we just talked like, what do you guys wanna do? I think kind of tell each other how they play, and then we just thought of a strat together, and yeah.
You see, Jaeger, do you have any more questions for Aneri?
I'm just wondering because FSL has provided such a nice stage for the female scene in Asia, I'd say, and I'm just wondering if there's anything you'd like to say to any young women out there that are looking to get into the esports scene. What would you say to encourage them?
I think for me is to just not give up, because back then I lost a lot in CS:GO and I was just like getting wrecked every day. So I guess we learn a lot and just keep playing and don't give up.
Don't give up, ladies. Don't
Give up,
You can get out
ladies.
there.
I mean, very simple, but you know what? It really comes with a lot of meaningful ways. And again, I would like to, thank you, Inari, for, giving us your time to be interviewed for this grand finals. Again, congratulations to you
Okay,
and
thank
your
you.
team. You guys are still the reigning queens. Thank you so much, Inari. And of course,
Thank
enjoy
you.
your day for today. And happy Mother's Day as well.
Okay, bye bye. Thank you.
Of course! For the mom, of course!
For the moms, let's go. That's the best gift to your mums for your winner.
Hey,
That's
what do
the
you
play.
mean? It's a good way to spend your time. And of course, I feel
It
like
absolutely is.
the fans as well are treating Inari as a motherly figure, because she has been very much influential to our games. It doesn't. I mean, you can't laugh at me like that, Jaeger. But then again,
My
that
apologies.
has been it for the VCT Game Changers Asia Pacific Series Open 3. Guys, we are very much looking forward to more teams, to participate in the next one.
All right. So I think is that going to be it from us? Are we all? Prawn, are we done? Are we saying goodbye?
Yes, we are saying goodbye
Already?
for now.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the Valorant Game Changers Asia Pacific Series FSL Open 3. We'll see you back for the next one. Until then, make sure you're preparing. Make sure you are cheering on your favorite team. Some of them need your support today more than ever. And of course, also Ego, big congratulations to you. And thank you, Sayora, for casting with me. It's been a pleasure casting for you. And to all of you, see you again next time.
Wanna get it, club, get it club, with a club, get it club, get it club, get it club, get it club, with a couple hundred bucks. Get it club, with a get it club, get it club, with a get it club, with a couple hundred bucks. Everybody down, everybody down. Club,